All right, what's good, guys? IG Squad here, and welcome to the 2026 IG Squad mobile device collection update. I'm back, I'm here, and yeah, we've got quite a lot to show. Yeah, uh, everybody always looks forward to this video. I know I disappeared for a while, but I'm back. It's time to do this. Let's get into it. All right, so looking year over year, honestly, I really haven't gained that much, but I've gained enough. I'm gonna do this video every year because one, it always does well, and two, y'all enjoy it. So that's really what motivates me to actually do it. So I'm here, we're gonna do it, and yeah, I think it's worth it. So, I'm going to do it pretty much how I did it last year. So we're going to start with the MP3 players. Then we've got the vintage phones, dumb phones, smartphones, and we're also adding in miscellaneous, which I did not do last year, but I've got some stuff in there that I want to show. So we're going to do that as well. So yeah. Yeah, we got a good set of stuff. This is going to be a long video, so buckle up. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the MP3 players. Exact same as last year, but I'm going to go through it anyway. So we're doing it the same format as we did it last year. So just with the piles, and we're just going to grab and talk about it, talk about each device briefly. And yeah, that's pretty much how we're doing this. So let's go ahead and get started with this. This is an iPod Nano 7th gen. Works perfectly fine. I haven't booted any of these MP3 players up in a while, but should still work. The battery is, I mean, it's fine, honestly. You know, it's not like I use this very much. I mean, there's no reason for me to pick up any of these MP3 players unless it's just for like nostalgia, and those are pretty quick nostalgia trips. So yeah. But it works. 16 gig in this mint green. Got this out of the Target bin. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. Got the dinosaur here. This is a iPod 3rd gen or iPod Classic 3rd gen. I would call every one of these big brick iPods the iPod Classic, even though I know it wasn't called the Classic until the last gen. 15 gig. I've had this for years and years and years. I'm pretty sure it has a dead hard drive, but I'm really not sure, to be honest. It just, whenever you try to plug it in with a 30-pin cable, it just does nothing. So that's probably a dead hard drive, maybe a dead bad battery at this point too. I really don't know. But yeah, it just kind of sits on display. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's an okay shape, this mirror finish. Obviously this gets scratched super easily, so it's kind of scratched up, but it's not in horrible shape. This is the only non-iPod MP3 player we have here. This is a Samsung Yep Z5. I have no idea if this thing still works anymore. Probably not, but I don't have a charger for it. I've had this for a long time as well. This was my dad's for a while. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to do with this. Don't know how much storage it has. It's probably not much. It's probably like 4 gigs or something like that, but yeah, kind of cool. It's a neat design. Pretty sure that's plastic, but honestly, I can't tell. This is an iPod Nano 3rd gen. This works, but it has a bad battery, so you have to keep it plugged in to get it to even start up. But when you do have it, it works totally fine. It's in pretty nice shape. I mean, the back is scratched up because of mirror finish, but otherwise, yeah, it's in pretty nice shape, so can't complain too much about that. It's a 4 gig. In the silver, also got this out of the Target bin. Same day as that 7th gen Nano, actually. iPod Touch 2nd gen in actually pretty decent shape. Pretty rough battery, but it does work. It does work off the charger, just not for very long. It's a 8 gig. Yeah, again, kind of scratched up, but front glass is at least in decent shape, so I'll take that. Yeah, works perfectly fine. Works perfectly fine. I think it's on iOS 4.2.1 or something like that. Something in that realm. And last MP3 player is this guy. This is an iPod Touch 4th generation. Yeah, not in very good shape. I mean, scratched like they all are on the back, but yeah, the front glass is pretty thoroughly beat up, but it somehow still works and actually doesn't have any of those gray spots, like ones that have perfectly fine screens somehow do. I don't get that. But yeah, the glass is smashed, but the digitizer works totally fine. It's actually kind of insane. It's a 16 gig. Yeah, I mean, for how bad a shape it's in, it's impressive that it still works like this. And I got this, where did I get this? I think I got this out of a Target bin as well. Different day as the Nanos. So those are the MP3 players. Let's go ahead and move on to the vintage phones. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the vintage phones. So this is pretty much the same as it was last year. I haven't really gotten all that much new in terms of vintage phones. I haven't gotten anything new in terms of vintage phones actually, but we'll still go through them because it's the full video. Let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, let's pull them out. Start here. This is a Samsung SCP 3500. I can't remember if this was the phone from Better Call Saul or not. I think it was. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a neat look. There's just not a whole lot to it. I thought I had the charger for it, but I guess I don't. I mean, it's not responding at all. So either the battery's cooked or that's not the charger. I don't know, that fat Samsung charger, but yeah, still a cool looking display piece. Nokia 5165, or as I call the Banana Kia, just because it has a bright yellow faceplate. It looked cool. Did get a proper Nokia charger, and this one still isn't doing anything, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, not sure. So it kind of just sits here. Maybe I'll give it another try, but I bet that battery is just probably cooked. Motorola i700 Plus in this really weird yellow. Like, this thing looks like a construction, like walkie-talkie almost, which I guess makes sense because that's kind of what Motorola builds outside of phones, or what they used to, at least. I have gotten some response out of this by plugging a barrel plug into there, but it just says unauthorized charger after like a few minutes, so you can't really do much with it. But it clearly does work, so I don't know. Maybe I should try to get that old charger. Or maybe that's a dock. I really don't know. Motorola V2260, I think. Antenna's kind of wrecked. And the batteries, well, yeah. Don't really know what to say about that. That's how they look. Good. Like, they are nickel batteries, but they look like AAAs. Very, very strange. And they're Motorola branded, which is even weirder. And also has this weird brace thing on the back. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, don't have any response out of this. Probably don't even want to try it with those batteries, but yeah, pretty strange. This is one of two Nokia 2190s. This one has that really cool faceplate. Yeah, no response out of this. I've tried plugging in my Google Nest Mini plug into this. I had to make sure it didn't wake up there. But I haven't gotten anything out of it besides it just kind of heating up. So I don't know. Maybe there is another size of Nokia charger that I need to get for this. I'm probably not even gonna try it, but I don't know. Motorola V60i. Had to get rid of the battery for this because it was just bloated to hell. But I don't know if this works or not. I don't have that fat old Motorola charger. But this thing's in really good shape. I did take it apart at one point and it did kind of explode on me, but it's still cool looking, still cool display piece even if I don't ever get it to work. This is a Motorola StarTAC of some kind, just the basic StarTAC. Very, very bland looking phone. I mean, this black plastic, but it's from 2001, so actually it's probably older than that. 97 maybe? I don't know. Batteries on the front, which I think is very, very bizarre. But I don't know. It's just kind of here for the vibes. You know, Motorola StarTACs are very strange. This is the oldest phone I have in my collection. This is a Motorola MicroTAC DPC 550, I believe. Yeah, very, very old. I believe it's from 1989. Something's shaking around in there. I don't even want to know what that is. But yeah, do not have a charger for this. Probably will never get one. It's probably just gonna sit on display the whole time, but it looks cool. It's actually in pretty decent shape, minus whatever the hell's rattling in there, so not too bad. Definitely a neat display piece. Nokia 5185i. This one works totally fine. Battery holds the charge about as well as it could, which is to say a couple hours, and then it is cooked. But it works. It's on cellular one. Yeah, it works perfectly fine, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, and it's in this like translucent black. Kind of cool. Definitely a neat phone. Motorola 120C. Again, not much to say about this. Don't have that fat old Motorola charger. Yeah, not even in the best shape. I mean, it's just a lot of sticker residue right here. Hopefully I can get that off at some point, but yeah, it's here for the vibes. You know how it goes. This is a Motorola MicroTac 650E. Again, not much to say about it. Don't have a charger for it. Probably never gonna get one, so it's just gonna kind of sit on display. But it looks cool. Not sure what that means on the back. 7.2 volts, I'm guessing. No idea. Kyocera QCP 6035, which is also a palm-powered Kyocera smartphone. Yeah, a smartphone. Right, sure. But pretty cool. Does have the stylus, so that's neat. But not much to say otherwise. It's here. This is one of 3 Nokia 6010s. This is the only one that I have that's on singular. The other 2 I have are the silver ones on T-Mobile. Works totally fine. Battery's not good, and sometimes it even just fails to give this phone power. It does a lot of really weird stuff, but it works. It does things, so that's all I can ask for. Motorola C332, very strange phone. Does not have a removable battery, even though it totally looks like it should. It does not. It's also, it had this rubber bumper right here. Yeah, that disintegrated, so I had to take that off. And the battery life is absolutely atrocious. I mean, it barely holds a charge at all, so yeah, it's not good, but it works. It's on T-Mobile. It does some things. Has a black and white screen, which is kind of cool, but yeah. Another Motorola MicroTac Ameritech. Yeah, I don't know what that is. This is just kind of here. It does things. Again, don't have a charger for it. Probably never going to get one. But it's here, and it looks cool. Kind of. Samsung SCH411. Not much to say about this one. It's, again, just kind of here. It looks not as cool as the 3500. But it's here. I don't know if AirTouch is the carrier or if that was some weird Samsung thing. But yeah, it's here. Nokia 252C. Yeah, the battery in this is, I guess, is cooked. Got a comment during the premiere last year saying that the noises that it was making when this was plugged in indicates that the battery is done for. Yeah, I'd probably trust that. It made some really weird sounds, but again, it's here. I think this looks cool. I like this like forest green color, but you know, not much to say about it. Nokia 2190E, the other 2190. Missing the antenna. Can't get it to power up even with the Google Nest Mini plug. Okay, again, had to make sure it didn't say anything. Yeah, just kind of here. Doesn't really do much, but it's cool, I guess. Nokia 3560. Not much to say about it on old AT&T. It works. Battery does not hold a charge. It lasts like 20 minutes. But it does stuff. It's here. It looks cool. Nokia 6015i. Not much to say about this one. I kind of use it as like a hub to plug in another Nokia battery for a newer phone. It doesn't actually fully charge it. It just gives it power. But this phone just stopped working after even trying to power it up. I don't know what happened. I think the guts just kind of crapped out. Yeah, very strange, but I don't know. This is an Ericsson CF788, I believe. I don't have a charger for this. Pacific Bell Wireless. Is that what Bell Canada used to be? Don't know. Yeah. I don't know what this thing would even do. It's just here. Buttons are not even that satisfying. I don't know. Samsung happy to report the battery went flying. This is a Samsung SGH R225M. Not really much to say about this. I mean, it works. It works pretty well, actually, and it actually holds a charge surprisingly well. But there isn't really a whole lot to say about it. It's just here. But it looks cool. I like this blue color. Makes some choice noises. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Here's another Nokia 6010. You can kind of see the other one right there. All three of them work sort of selectively. They work when they want to. I only have batteries for 2 of them, so, but I can show all 3 of them working. Hopefully, we'll find out. But yeah, just kind of here. And here is the other one. Yeah, they all work. None of them are in that great a shape. I guess the singular one is in the best shape, but none of them are really that great. And none of them really hold a charge that well, but they look cool, I think. Kyocera QCP3035. Don't have a charger for this because barrel plug chargers have to be like 80 different sizes, but whatever. It looks kind of cool, but not really a whole lot to do with this. And last, this is a Nokia 252N. Again, makes those same strange noises that the 252C makes, so not particularly good. So not really a whole lot I can do with this. It's just kind of here for the vibes. Again, looks cool, but yeah, that's about all I can say. All right, so those are all the vintage phones. So I think it's time to move on to the dumb phones. Oh boy. Yep. Nope, that's still a lot of dumb phones that still looks weird. Even, you know, after a year. That's, wow, okay. Yeah, we got a lot to go through, so let's just do this. All right, where to start? Let's start down here. One of 2 Sanyo PM8200s. This one, I think the power button might just be shot on this guy. I cannot get it to like do anything anymore. Like, I think this power button is just completely smoked. Okay, I was like waiting to see if I hit that accidentally and it would actually just like power up, no problem. But no, I think the power button might be shot at this point. Sometimes you have like a lot of pressure, it'll start up, but yeah, it hasn't done that in a while, so not sure what's going on. It's probably that power button just being completely done, but yeah, it worked for a while, and I guess it still technically works. Maybe, I don't really know. It's kind of a mystery. It's in kind of rough shape too. It does have extended battery, so at least it has battery life compared to my other one, but we'll talk about that later. Samsung Convoy, the original one, pretty decent shape. Works perfectly fine. Not much to really say about it. It's just a Samsung Convoy, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It's not really that offensive of a design. Doesn't look too bad. Sanyo SCP-5300, one of 2. This one, I think, yeah, this one's in better shape of the 2. Still not to say, that's not saying it's in great shape. Scratched up, paint's peeling, scratches on the back. Some of those were self-inflicted. But yeah, it works. The hinge is also not in great shape. That thing keeps popping out. But yeah, not much you can do about that. It just kind of goes along for the ride, you know. But it works, so that's all I can't complain about that. Samsung Convoy 3 in really terrible condition. I also have 2 of these. Yeah, this thing's in awful shape, and we love a nice little squeaking hinge. Yeah, very, very nice. Sounds great. But it works, so I guess that's all I could ask for. But yeah, it's in horrible condition. And yeah, that hinge does not sound good. LG NV Touch, terrible battery life, absolutely horrible. I think this battery might be starting to crap out, but otherwise the phone works totally fine. It's actually in pretty good shape for an NV Touch, and it's nice to have one that actually has a working inside screen, unlike my other one. So I'll take it. But yeah, not bad. This is an LG Rumor 2, but it's not the one on Sprint. This is a unlocked Rumor 2. It's on Nextech Wireless. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool looking phone. I love this blue color and the blue keyboard. I think that looks sweet. But there's not much you can do on it. It's still just a dumb phone, just a slider phone, but at least it looks cool, so can't complain about that. Samsung Intensity 3. Works totally fine. I actually have a working one of these, unlike the last one I had that I got in a phone lot many years ago. I got rid of that since, but now I have a working one that's actually in decent shape. Really not that bad. LG V470, one of two. This one's in significantly worse shape compared to the other one, but it works. Not much to say about it. Got it out of the AT&T bin. It's, you know, it still works totally fine, but, you know, just a basic dumb phone, old person phone. Here's a B470 lookalike, but this is the LG B460, also known as the LG True. Also works totally fine. Not much to say about it. It's pretty, I mean, they basically run the same. I think they were released around the same time. Yeah, I mean, AT&T had just bought Cricket at that point, so makes sense that they're basically the same phone. This is, I'm not joking, one of 11 LG accolades that I have. Yeah, hinge on this one doesn't feel too nice. I know one of them has a bad camera. I can't remember which one it is, but hopefully I'll be able to put that in. But yeah, this hinge, that doesn't feel too nice. Some of them do have kind of messed up hinges, but all 11 of them work, so that's kind of nice. I do like these. I mean, they are super basic, but I really think these aren't that bad of phones, so, you know, it's kind of fun to have that many. And I actually have original boxes for a lot of them, so that's pretty cool. Samsung SPH M320 works perfectly fine in this kind of cool red color. Not much to say about it. It's basic. It's low end. It's cheap. You can't charge it. You can't charge the battery in this phone. You have to put it in another phone to charge it because it just doesn't want to, like, it just, every time you try to plug it in, when it's on, it just shuts down. When it's off, it'll literally just say unable to charge or something of that sort. So yeah, kind of weird. Samsung SGH T301G. Not much to say about it. It's in really nice shape, so I'll take that, but it's just a basic track phone. Horrible battery life. But that's most CDMA phones nowadays. I'm actually not even sure if this is CDMA or not, but it's low end, it's basic, but it's cool. LG 306G works perfectly fine. Honestly, can kind of pass for a not so smartphone or a wannabe smartphone, because it actually does have Wi-Fi, which is interesting, but there's not much you can do with it. None of the protocols even supported anymore, but it works. Decent touchscreen. It's an okay shape, not great, but it's okay. Yeah, not too bad of a phone. Motorola Rival, pretty cool phone. This one's not in that great a shape. I mean, this is a lot of this is sticker residue, but it's actually a pretty cool phone. So you see it here. It does not slide up like this. So you're wondering, how do you even dial? You hit this button right here, and then this is actually a touch screen. You can't use the touch layer for everything, but you can use it for some things. So that's pretty cool. And then it does have a keyboard, very small keyboard, but it has one. These buttons here are touch sensitive. You can use the navigation on the touchscreen. It is a pretty cool phone. I definitely think it was a kind of a cool look, especially back in 2009. Also came in a really cool purple color, but this is just the normal silver one. I got this on eBay for pretty cheap, so I think it was like $6, $6.50 maybe. Not bad at all. Here's another LG Accolade. Also works perfectly fine. Not too much to say about it. It's, again, an Accolade. This one is a much better, much more stable hinge, so take that. Yeah. Is it paint on the front there? I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyways, yeah, works totally fine. This one's actually in pretty good shape. It's a little scratched up, but not too bad. Motorola Razr V3M. In pretty nice shape in the silver. Works totally fine on Verizon. Not too much to say about it. It's decent. It works. Better than one Razr that's been acting very weird recently. But yeah, this works. Not much to say about it. It's a little scratched up, but yeah, it's overall not in that bad a shape. LG C2000. Yeah, this is the LG C2000. Works totally fine. Keypad is incredibly yellow. That's crazy. It looks so much more yellow on camera than it actually is. That's weird. Yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's basic, but it's cool. Motorola Razr V3 XX. Works totally fine in this purple color. Not too much to say about it. This is one of two V3 XXs I have. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the Razor. These are always fun phones, always cool, always nice to have around. Alcatel OT510A. Not much to say about it. It's super cheap, super basic, doesn't do really anything. It's a low-end bar phone that it just is kind of here. It's just kind of here. This is a dummy unit of a Samsung SGH T209, I think. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's literally a dummy unit. I think I got this a very long time ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's not, I mean, there's nothing you can do with a dummy unit, but I don't know. It's kind of funny that I have this. Singular Flip 4. Hey, look at that. I have multiple Wi-Fi enabled dumb phones. Honestly, this really isn't that bad. This D-pad is starting to double press a lot, but whatever. It is actually kind of a neat phone. KaiOS really isn't that bad. I mean, it's not as usable as Android or iOS, but it's really not that bad. I honestly don't hate this at all. It is a Tenno device, so it'll probably start spazzing out. Actually, I guess it already kind of has started with the D-pad acting dumb, but whatever. Kyocera Dura XV Plus. You know what's the plus if it has the push-to-talk button? The regular Dura XV does not have that. Works totally fine. Battery on this lasts, like, quite literally forever. It's actually insane how long it lasts. I haven't had to charge it in months. So that's pretty sick. Yeah, it's insane. But overall, it's still just a basic dumb phone. Nothing to say about it. LG Rumor Reflex. Not much to say about this one. Very scratched up, although I think I put most of the scratches on there. Power button does not work at all. So you have to jump it. So quickly put the cable in and take it out. That's how you jump it. To get it to boot up, you know, it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Not much you can do about it. LG Cosmos 3, 1 of 4. Yeah, I have a lot of these. All 4 of them work. I have batteries for 3 of them, or 2 of them sometimes, because I have another Cosmos model. Yeah, works totally fine. Not much to say about it. It's here. This one's in good shape. I have one that's in really bad shape. You'll see that at some point, but all the other 3 are in like pretty good shape. Samsung Blackjack 2. I'm not sure what on earth happened to this thing. It started like random. So, I mean, a couple years ago, every time you plugged it in, it was given like a charging error light up there. Like it just didn't want to charge for some reason. So I'm guessing the battery might be borked. I really don't know. But then the entire phone just kind of started spazzing out and like it was completely unstable when he'd been trying to start it up. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with this thing, but whatever. This one sucks. This is a bagged up LG Venus. This worked for about all of 24 hours. Yeah, this one sucks. The hinge, the slider mechanism felt loose at one point, so I opened it up to try to figure out maybe something needed to be tightened, and I snapped the screen cable. Yeah, because I'm smart. You know how it goes. Here's that Cosmos 3 that's in really bad shape. I mean, the paint is just peeling everywhere. Look at that. That is awful. Yeah, the screen's super scratched, but it works perfectly fine, so, you know, that's cool. Also, the battery on this does not want to come out. Like, you try to, like, even pull it out, and it just does not want to come out, so that's not really that great. But whatever. Is what it is. Another Samsung Convoy 3 also works. I had to remove the back lock because it was just, it didn't want to. It was like loose and it felt weird, so just took it out. I do that with a lot of my rugged phones because they're annoying. But this works totally fine. This one's in way better shape compared to the other one. It actually looks like the color it's supposed to look like. Well, I guess there was a darker color. I don't know. But yeah, this one's in a lot better shape. Another LG Accolade. I think this is the 3rd one. Yeah, I think this is the 3rd one we've had. Also works. That hinge is in really good shape. This one actually is in pretty nice shape overall. So I'll take that. And here's another one that also seems to be in really nice shape. Yeah. Again, I'm not sure which one has the camera that doesn't work, but one of them definitely does not work. It just shows a green screen, so that's a little weird. But yeah, all of them work. at least a little bit. Motorola Barrage, or as I routinely call a fucking brick. Giant brick of plastic. Okay, yeah, it does that a lot where it just kind of likes to stay on because that's, you know, normal. That's how you're supposed to do things. That's exactly how you're supposed to do things. Totally. Yeah, anyways, works totally fine. Yeah, it just kind of likes to boot back up on its own, and I completely forget it does it. But yeah, it works. All the buttons fell out because they're cheap. Yeah, got this on eBay for, I don't even know, like $11 a couple of years, back in 2019, 2020, something like that. LG VX3200 works totally fine. Kind of weird that it doesn't have an outside screen, but this came out in 2004, so makes a little more sense there. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking phone, you know, low end. These things, I will say that these really old, like 3000 series Verizon LGs are so slow. Like they are lag city, but you know what? It's a basic dumb phone, so it doesn't really matter, but it works. I have two of these. Yeah, they're fun. Another Accolade. This one's not in as great a shape, but it works totally fine. Yep, it's just another LG Accolade. Can't believe I'm saying that for a dumb phone and a smartphone. That's crazy. Sanyo MM8300. I still technically have the battery for this lying around, but it is basically borked. Like, you can't use it without having it plugged in. Hopefully I'll be able to show it working. Really like this red color. Like, it is really, really nice looking. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to find another battery for this because it has the attached, like the, you know, attached battery. So I don't think I'll ever find another one. So I'm probably just going to have to keep working with the one that's, you know, messed up. But I don't know. We'll keep trying it. Keep seeing how it works. Another LG Accolade. This one's also in pretty good shape. A little scratch up, but it's not too bad. Yep, it works. And it's just another LG Accolade. You know how it goes. Palm Treo 700WX. Works perfectly fine. This is the thing that I hate about Palms is that this button down here is not a power off button. So you have to like, you have to take out the battery to even shut it off. All this does is turn on and off the cellular radio. That is so annoying. I hate that about Palm phones or older Palm phones. Like why do you need to be that way? But yeah, it works. Runs Windows Mobile, which is not good, but it's better than Palm OS. I do have a Palm OS phone. Actually, you can probably see it, but yeah. Yeah, it works. Samsung Freeform 2 or the SCH R375. See, someone told me it was the Freeform. Somebody told me it was the Freeform 2 a while ago. Yeah, it works. Not much to say about it, but it's here. It does things. One of the battery contacts is completely shaved. I don't even know how it still works at that point, and it's like very water damaged. The screen, you can't see it on the screen, but like the water damage indicators are completely bled out, so it's crazy. But yep, otherwise it somehow works. Samsung SPH M400. Not much to say about this one other than you put a battery in and it just boots up on its own accord. You know, it's how it goes. It just likes to boot up by itself because it's a fucking obnoxious piece of crap. You know, that's how it goes. But whatever, it's here. It's on Sprint. It doesn't have any logos, so I had to say that. Samsung Intensity 2, one of 3 in the stunning metallic blue color. I always really like the Intensity 2. I have no idea why. I just think it's a cool looking phone, especially in this blue color. Still have to get the purple one. I do have 2 in the blue and I have 1 in the gray. Yeah, we'll get to those when we get to those. But this one, yeah, this one's definitely the one in the better shape. I do have one that's in pretty significantly worse shape in the blue. But yeah, otherwise this works totally fine. It's nice. I like it. Samsung Alias 2. This thing is awesome. If you've never seen one of these before, so you can flip it open like that, or this is hard to do with just a single hand. You can do it like that. That's pretty sick. And you see the keys there. Once you boot it up, this is actually an e-ink display underneath the keypad, which is absolutely sick. So it can change to whatever you want. So you can change it. So you have the normal keypad right here, but once you flip it to the side, you can change it to a full QWERTY keyboard, which is absolutely sick. So I love that about this phone. It's honestly, It kind of just feels like a virtual keyboard. It's pretty cool, but it's got the tactile feel. So that's pretty awesome. The power button on this thing is absolutely wrecked. I don't like, it's like sunk in. So you have to grab something or have really long nails to push it. So that's pretty annoying, but otherwise this works totally fine. Nokia 2320C, it works. I don't have a very functional battery for one of these, but it works. And I hate that behind this door, you have to use a barrel plug. This should definitely be micro USB, but no, fuck me, I guess. But yeah, it works. Samsung SGH X427. Cannot get this to work. Every time you try to plug it in, it just shows a gray screen. So yeah, that's annoying. Don't really know what that means, but yeah, it just kind of does that. That's annoying. LG CE110, my first phone ever. This exact one was my first phone ever. It's not in that great a shape anymore, physically or, working. It still works, but the hinge on this side, you drop it and it's like the screen's flopping like a fish. The charging port doesn't work anymore, so you have to plug it into another phone to charge it. Yeah, it's in not that great. It's not doing that hot. It's definitely not doing that hot, but hey, it still works, so that's all I can ask for. Pantech Swift. This phone's actually pretty cool. It feels like a smartphone. Has a really decent capacitive touchscreen. Nice, kind of small keyboard, but has like a little angle to the screen, so that's kind of nice. Decent purple color. Honestly, this phone's really not that bad. It is a AT&T phone that runs Brew OS, which is kind of weird, but yeah, honestly, I really like this phone. It's not that bad at all. Kyocera Marble. I don't have a working battery for this. I did, so I know this phone works. Yeah, I just need to get another battery for it, which I don't know if I'll do. I might not. It's here though. Here's the other Palm. I was talking about the one with Palm OS. This is a Palm Treo 680. Yeah, this has Palm OS. Palm OS is terrible. Palm OS is the worst, one of the worst operating systems to ever be on a phone. Like, it is genuinely horrible. But yeah, this thing, it works. Not much to say about it. It's just here. Again, Palm phones, dumb that this only turns on and off the cellular radio. Yeah, I do not understand that decision, Palm. Another LG Accolade also works. This one's in kind of rough shape. Actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, also works. Not much to say about it. It's just another LG Accolade. LG Wine, the original one. Pretty neat phone. I don't know. I like these. Have the glowing look. This did come in a really cool, like, Brandywine red color. I just got the basic silver one, though. I got this at a phone lot a long time ago, back in 2020, I think. Yeah, it's crazy to me that 2020 was 6 years ago. Yeah, it works. It's not in that great a shape, but it works. That's all I need, so I'll take it. LG VX5200. Not a bad phone. Definitely not a bad phone. Yeah, it works. It's here. It's old, low end, but it's here. That's, it's not bad. Here's another LG Cosmos 3. This one's in significantly better shape. Yeah, it actually looks good. It looks really good, so I'll take it. Samsung SGH X105. Yeah, I think that's it. This thing is in pretty rough shape. Battery, it holds a charge, but it doesn't fully charge, which is kind of strange. It's very slow. It likes to just kind of crap out at random times, so that's a little weird. But yeah, otherwise it works totally fine. It's old, it's basic. It came out, I think, in 2003. So the same year I was born, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's in really rough shape. But hey, it works, so that's all I can ask for. Samsung SGH A157. This is crazy to me. This phone does not have an outside screen, but it came out in 2012. What is that about? I find that very, very strange, but maybe that's just me. I don't know, but it's a basic AT&T Go phone. You know how it is. But yeah, it works, so it's not bad. Motorola V180, I think. I honestly don't know. Works totally fine. Honestly, kind of a cool phone, kind of fun to explore the old Motorola software. Not much to really say about it. That is a really unnecessarily large camera bump for a VGA camera. Why did we need that? style, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's an old Motorola phone, but it looks cool. Motorola Sliver L7, missing the D-pad, but it works totally fine. Not a whole lot to say about this one either. It's honestly not that bad. It's on Metro PCS, so, or just Metro. Yeah, not a bad phone. Samsung, I guess I could just look here. Samsung SPH A740, there you go. Yeah, this thing, it works. Again, have the battery for it still, but it is very beat up, very swollen, very messed up. It cannot hold a charge. So I don't know if I'm probably not gonna get another battery for this because it's all swollen up, but you know what? It's an old phone, so whatever. At least it's here. I should be able to still show it working, hopefully. We'll see. I haven't put that battery in months, so I don't know. It may have crapped out at this point. And another LG Accolade. Yeah, also works totally fine. Not much to say about it. It's just another LG Accolade, so there you go. But it works. This one's in not that great a shape, actually. It's not too good. AudioVox CDM 8610, I think that's right. Yeah. Very, very old, very, very slow. Decent battery life, actually. This thing holds a charge pretty well. But yeah, this thing is incredibly slow. It's crazy, but it works, so yeah, that's all I need. Pantech or PCD Escapade. This works. The charger that I had for this broke, so I have to get another one, so I can't show this working right now, but it does work, and this is actually, I mean, it's a low-end dumb phone, but it's cool. Like, it's kind of like it's like a global phone. It's got a lot of like world traveler theme to it, so I don't know. I think this phone's pretty cool, and I really like this red color, so yeah, this thing's not in that great a shape, but whatever. I think it's a fun phone. I like it. Samsung SGH T369. I thought when I first got this, it was like an original Samsung Gravity, but no, this is a completely different model compared to the Gravity. It looks like a Gravity, but it's actually not, so it's kind of crazy. Got this at a flea market in LA for $1 back in 2024, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, this thing's pretty awesome. LG 328G, right? This is the 328G, yeah. Super basic, super low end, super cheap, super boring. It's a bar phone. It's just kind of here and it's a bar phone, but it does things and it's cool-ish, maybe. I don't know. That keypad's also really yellow. Although, considering that this ring is yellow, maybe that's intentional. I'm not sure. LG Expression in this super bright red. Well, it works. The speaker on this is completely blown, so you can't hear anything out of it, which kind of sucks, but whatever, not a big deal. It's not a bad phone. It's actually kind of cool. I actually do like this red color, and at least it has, you know, the paint still intact. This thing's actually in pretty good shape. It's a little scratched up, but it's not bad at all, so can't complain about that. LG VX8700, the all-metal LG flip phone. People always call this the Shine Flip, guys. This is not called the Shine Flip. This is just the LG VX8700. There is a phone called the LG Shine, and this is not it. So, yeah. But this thing works. It's cool. It's one of my favorite flip phones of all time. I mean, the design is one thing. The graphics are another. This thing is just sick. I love this phone so much. Yeah. It is awesome. Battery life is not good, but you know what? Little trade-off to make. And here's another LG Accolade. Did you think we were done with these? We're not. It works totally fine. Again, it's just another LG Accolade. I don't even think we're done with it. Oh no, we're not done with these. We have a few more to go, I think. Yeah. But it works, and it's another LG Accolade. Why do I even still have this? Samsung Trance works. Has a lot going on it that I set the day I got it, and I haven't been able to crack it. So, you know, that sucks. This back cover literally does not stay on anymore. Like the hinge is just, or the mechanism is just completely broken. So yeah, it just kind of falls off all the time. And I just find the back cover in the abyss, which is lovely, but you know how it goes. Alcatel, oh dear God, what is this thing called? This is an Alcatel A205G. That's what it's called. Yeah, A205G. Basically just the track phone version of that AT&T model. I don't use this one as much. I only have the one battery to share between those two. I did have 2 batteries, but the one that was originally in the OT510, it was completely bloated, so could not use that. It just boot looped, so yeah. I only have 1 battery, but they both work. I mean, they're super basic, they're super low end, but they're here. Pantech Breeze, I'm honestly not sure if this thing still works or not. It died a while ago, like the battery just died. And then I went to go plug it in before that Pantech charger broke, and it just didn't want to do anything. So, honestly not sure. The battery might just be cooked on this thing. Yeah, not really sure what's going on with this, but it's here, and it might work, or it might not. It's a total mystery. Sony Ericsson T206, I think? I'm honestly not sure. I don't have an old Sony Ericsson charger, so I have no idea if this thing works or not. It has this little jiglet charm. Yeah. It's in actually it's in not horrible shape. But yeah, not much I can do with this until I get that really stupid Sony Ericsson charger. What is this thing? Alcatel Go Flip. Yeah, I think it's a Go Flip of some, or Smart Flip or something. Can't keep these things straight. It's another KaiOS device. This thing is in kind of rough shape. This outside screen is broken, but it works. And you can use the 10.0 battery inside of this, so yeah. I mean, it's low end, you know how it is. But it's a KaiOS phone, so it's not horrible. Samsung SGH T239. I think this is the T239. Not much to say about this. It's in a cool red color. For some reason, the buttons press in like all the wrong direction, which is very, very bizarre. Not sure why this phone's doing that, but it is. So I don't really know what to say about that, but yeah, very, very weird. I don't get it, but it works. Somehow it does some really weird things that I just can't explain. Another LG Accolade. This one is in rough shape. This is the one that I got first. I got this back in 2020, although others I got in 2024. Hinge doesn't feel nice. This thing's in really rough shape, but it works. So again, it's all I can ask for. So all I need out of this thing is for it to work. This is a Motorola Pebble U6. I have not gotten this thing to work. This is actually a really neat looking phone. It's in terrible condition, absolutely terrible, but it looks cool. And yeah, that's how you pop it open. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no clue if this thing works or not. I just kind of like keeping it around. I don't know why those are on here, but yeah. I just kind of like keeping it around. It has a mini USB port on the top, so you'd think that's how it's supposed to be charged, but it hasn't responded to that at all. So maybe the battery's just cooked. I have no idea, but yeah, it's here. So, you know, and it looks cool. Motorola W385, 1 of 2. Works totally fine. Super basic, super low end. But it works. It also doesn't have an option to factory reset it, which is very strange, but whatever. Hey, it works. So that's all I need. Samsung SGH X497. This works, but it has a bad battery, so you have to plug it in to get it to boot up, but it does work, so yeah. Probably not going to get another battery, considering it's a shell battery. Those are super hard to find, but you know, periodically if I want to boot it up, I can for like 5 minutes. But yeah, battery in this thing is just completely cooked. Here's the other LG B470. Also works totally fine in this pretty nice case. Under this phone is actually in very nice shape. I think it was kept in this case his whole life, so that's pretty nice. But again, it's an LG B470. It's super basic. It doesn't do much, but it's here, and it's cool. Kind of, I guess. Yeah. It's just nice to have one in super good shape like this, so always take that. This is an LG VX6100. Not much to say about this one. It snapped in half, as you can tell. This is my mom's old phone, so I've had it for literally ever. Yeah. It works. It's here. Or no, it doesn't. Well, actually, this keypad does technically still work. So that's kind of cool. But yeah. You put a battery in it, and actually, I mean, at least from a couple years ago of trying it, it did still get power. But yeah, not much I can do with the whole thing now. LG Octane, pretty good shape. This is my grandmother's old phone, so this is like one of the most special phones to me. I've always really liked the LG Octane. I thought it was, one, a really cool design. I feel like I used to see these a lot. Like, this was like a pretty, like, semi-popular phone. Like, honestly, it wasn't that bad. So, yeah. I don't know if LG lost the naming rights to Envy or what, but, yeah, this was not the NV4. This was just the LG Octane. But this is a really, really cool phone. This is probably one of my favorite LG phones of all time. It is nice. Samsung Chrono. Yeah, this is the Samsung Chrono. Basic flip phone on Cricket. It does stuff. It's here. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does stuff, and it's here. So, yeah. Samsung Convoy 4. This thing feels massive. Like, it feels really, really oversized and big and bulky. Terrible battery life for being this big and oversized and bulky. This thing's it's in okay shape. It's not that great. But this thing isn't that bad. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, it is big and bulky and oversized for a flip phone. That's kind of how it feels. But yeah, LG Rumor Touch. Not much to say about this one. Works totally fine. It slides the wrong way, but this is actually a cool phone. I do like these. Yeah, they're not bad. They're fun phones. They're fun. Samsung SCH A670, I think. I don't know. I got this to boot up or like show some sort of power once. Like it showed the Verizon logo here, and then it just didn't do anything with the fat Samsung charger. So not sure what's up with that. It maybe works, but it maybe doesn't. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do with this thing. Samsung Flight 2, one of two. These are phones. They do stuff. They sort of work, but they do some really, really weird things. Like they're they're laggy as all hell. Let's just call them what they are. They're laggy as all hell. But they work. They're here. So yeah. This one also kind of just has a hole in it. That's impressive. This is another X4. This is an X427M. The difference is the singular logo versus the I in the center, on the center button there. That's about it. I haven't noticed any other difference. Maybe there's something in the software, but not like I can check because this also just shows a gray screen. So not sure what's up with that, but it does that. It's great. Here's the other Sanyo PM8200 in this awesome red color. This thing does not hold a charge at all. Like it literally just doesn't, but it works, so that's nice, and it at least has a functional power button. I hope I didn't just curse it by saying that, but it has a functional power button, and yeah, it's in decent shape, so that's nice, but not much to say about it. This one also has a pretty decent speaker, so I'll take that. LG VX5500, one of two. Neither of them actually like are functional anymore. They just show a white screen. Well, actually, this one, when it's flipped open, the screen just doesn't display at all. When it's flipped closed, you can see it before it fully shuts that it does show that white screen. And this also just shows a white screen. So I'm guessing it just has a bad display cable. It just kind of crapped out. It used to work just fine. And it actually, like, it still powers up. But yeah, there's just nothing you can do with it. So very, very weird. Very annoying. But whatever. These are super low end. LG 440G. Works totally fine, in really nice shape. Like these, both of my 440Gs are actually in really nice shape, so I'll take it. I mean, it's just like the same thing as the B470, has like literally the same software, but you know what? Whatever. They're functional. They work. They do what they need to do. Kyocera Jax. I haven't spent much time actually like exploring this. I just got this like a week ago out of the Target bin. Super low end, super basic. I think this battery is not doing so hot, but I don't know. But it works. It seems to work just fine. So yeah, maybe I'll explore it a little bit more. But it's incredibly basic, incredibly low end, but it's here. Here's the last LG Cosmos 3. Also works. And this one's not in that great a shape, but it's still better than the one that has all the paint peeling. So that's all I need to see. Sanyo Juno. This has a broken screen, so I can't use it at all. Kind of sucks. It's not in great shape either, but yeah, the screen is completely destroyed from inside, so that's not nice, but whatever. It's fine. It does things. It's here. LG Extrovert 2 in this awesome ocean blue color. I love this color. The phone itself, it's fine. I mean, it's really not that bad, but it's a Verizon phone running BrewOS, so, you know, super locked down, super basic, but I don't know. I still think it's a cool looking phone. I love this color. I love this color so much. It is so awesome. LG 800G in this giant blue case. The phone doesn't have as much personality underneath, but yeah. Super basic, super low end, bad battery life, but you know what? It's here. It does things. It's a basic track phone. You can't reset the date and time on your own accord, cause track phone, yay! Samsung Seek. Not much to say about this one. It works. It does stuff. It's got a bluish keyboard, so that's cool. Yeah, this thing's super basic, but it's here. It works. It's not that bad of a phone. Here's another Motorola Razr V3 XX. This one, the last time I tried to boot it up, it was having the bootloader problem. So it just every time you tried to power it up, it just came up with the bootloader, which is super annoying. And I hate that multiple of my Razrs are doing that now, but whatever. Yeah, very weird. This thing's not in that great a shape, but it works. Maybe. Need to try that again. And actually, I guess while we're talking about Razrs, here is my original Razr V3, as I call the Boss Razr, in the magenta pink. Yeah, I know, shut up, but it's awesome. I love the original Razr, but this one is having the bootloader problem consistently. So, I mean, I can cycle it in boots and get it to boot up, but I thought maybe it was because I have an aftermarket battery in this, but now I'm starting to not really think so, considering that the V3XX is doing that with a genuine battery, so I'm not sure. But hey, if it works, that's all I need. Yeah, I do need to get a actually like genuine battery for this, because this aftermarket battery is horseshit. Motorola VU204 works perfectly fine. I thought this didn't work for a while, but it just turned out the battery that I came with was just completely unusable. So, but got a new battery and it works totally fine. So that's awesome. But again, it's super basic. It's just a Verizon dumb phone, but it's not bad. It's actually kind of fun. And I think the design is actually kind of unique, kind of a pebble shape. Motorola was into the designs back in the day, into the weird stuff. LG Revere, the original one. Not much to say about this one. I think it's kind of weird how LG went from a color screen on the Accolade to a black and white screen on this, but whatever. Not much to say about it. It's not a bad phone. It's really not that bad. But yeah, there's just not much to it. Motorola W755. Not much to say about this one either. Works totally fine. I just don't have enough batteries to go around for all of these, but yeah, it works. I like this purple color. This phone's really not that bad. It's actually kind of fun, but yeah, it's still basic as all hell. But I think it looks cool. Kyocera Energy. Honestly, not sure if this thing works anymore. I took it apart at one point and I don't think I got the board back in right, but you know what? I didn't even have a charger for it to begin with. I might have one now, but it also might just overheat and crap out, so I really don't know. But yeah, this thing is it's actually in decent shape, but yeah, not much to say about it. Sanyo SCP-5300, the other one, in significantly worse shape, and you probably just saw it there. This is all scratched up, this is all scratched up, and oh yeah, it's got a very, very f***ed up hinge, so yeah, that's not great, but otherwise this thing works totally fine. Yeah, I have a feeling this hinge is going to fall apart sooner than later, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But yeah, at least for now it works totally fine, but it might get the VX6100 treatment sooner than later. It's also just like missing a bunch of chunks all over the place, so that's always fun. You'll love when that happens. Just a giant hole. Cheap plastic. It's so good to use on a phone. Samsung Gusto, the original one. This thing does the always fun thing of powering up immediately when you put a battery in it, because that's how you're supposed to do things, right? No. Stop doing that, but it's not going to stop doing that. You know, this thing's also in really rough shape, but it works. It's, you know, it's here. It does things. It's a Samsung Gusto. You've seen a kerbillion of these. Yeah, super basic, super low end, but it's here. I think this might be the last Accolade. I think, not sure. This thing is in rough shape. not doing so nice. Although not as bad as that last one I showed you. But it works, so that's all I need. Yeah, it works. And it's another LG accolade, you know? That's how it goes. Motorola W418G, or as I call the fake Rolla, because this is just a off-brand Chinese piece of shit. You know, it runs nothing about it is Motorola. It's just very off-brand and very generic. But it's here, so yeah, that's why I call it the fake Rolla. Another Samsung Intensity 2, this is the gray one. Works totally fine. This thing's actually in really good shape. Bought this on eBay before I got my other two. Bought this on eBay for like 11 bucks back in, oh god, 2018, I think. Yeah, not a bad phone. Again, I've always liked the Intensity 2. This is just kind of a boring color, although the orange accents do help it, so can't complain about that. Samsung Exclaim, this phone's cool if you've never seen it. I don't know a back cover for it, but slides up like that, which is cool, but you also have a keyboard, so that's cool. You can't slide both at the same time because that would just damage the phone, but I don't know. I think this is really cool. This does have a blown speaker, so it plays sounds in a very faint manner, which is not great, but otherwise it works totally fine, and it's cool, and it's fun, and I like it a lot. Samsung Hue, one of two. This thing's in pretty terrible shape, and because old owners are old owners, this has a lock code on it. Yay. This one actually is on Autel. Both of them say Autel, but my other one is not on Autel. Yeah, kind of interesting. But this red color is cool. Yeah, lock code. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Here's the last Samsung Intensity 2. This thing is in rough shape, so it's got like paint or something here. Not sure what's going on there. It's very, very beat up along the edges. That doesn't feel all that great, but it works. It also has what looks like a burn mark on the screen, which is kind of weird. And of course I almost dropped my phone. But yeah, it has what looks like a burn mark on the screen, which I find very strange. I'm not sure how that happens, but yeah, very weird, but it works. It's probably some sort of water damage, but yeah, very, very weird. Motorola C139, I think. I don't know. I've always called this the hacker's dream dumb phone because it feels like everyone just tries to mod the shit out of these. This one does not work. I have tried this numerous times to get it to work with the, where's the barrel plug? Barrel plug down there, and it does absolutely nothing. So maybe it's just a bad battery. I don't know. But yeah, cannot get anything out of this, which kind of sucks because these are super low end, but they're kind of fun. Original LG Extrovert, not as cool as the Extrovert 2, but still cool. The red rim does help it. Looks nice, but not much to say about it. It's an LG Extrovert, but it looks cool. Also has like a weird puncture hole in the screen there, but it's functional, so yeah. Just have a little bit of light bleed under that, but yeah. I'm thinking that's just a plastic on the surface puncture, but yeah, very strange. LG VX5300. This thing has a really good speaker, like really, really good speaker. Other than that, though, it's super basic, super low end, and it doesn't do much, but it's here and it works, so that's all I need out of it. Here's the other VX5500 in significantly worse shape, and yeah, it does the same exact thing with the bad display cable, so that's always fun. Don't you just love it when your display cables go bad? I love it when my display cables go bad, because it's the best thing in the world. Sarcasm, and isn't it great? Here's the original LG Cosmos. I don't know. I think this might be the best out of the Cosmos models because it actually has like a mildly unique design and a different UI compared to the 2 and 3. Yeah. But again, not much to say about it. It's low end, it's basic. It does have a good clear case on it, and it's in pretty decent shape. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. It does slide the wrong way, but you know what? It's old, so not bad. LG Rumor Reflex S, so like 1 year newer than the original Rumor Reflex. This thing's in much better shape than my Rumor Reflex. It has a functional power button for now. I'm expecting it to go out just like the Rumor Reflex did. But it works. It's on Sprint. Not much to say about it. It's here, and it's kind of cool. NewMind F15, one of the most bizarro world phones you've ever seen in your life. Does not work at all. It used to work, but it's a cheap Chinese piece of shit. You know how it goes. You know, the good old Ferrari phone. Yeah, very, very cheap, but it is cool looking. I like this green color. But yeah, just does not work at all. LG NV2 in really rough shape, but works totally fine. It's missing these two buttons here, but these are pretty easy to press, so that works. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's an LG NV2. They're cool looking phones. I do like this maroon color, but yeah, there's not that much to say about it. LG VX8300, lock code, so can't use it. It's in really, really rough shape, but works totally fine. Well, it works. I just can't do anything with it, because yay! Don't you just love that? It's so nice, isn't it? Sony Ericsson Vivaz. I still don't even know how to pronounce it properly. The Vivaz, the Vivaz, the Vivaz, the Vivaz. Yeah. This phone sucks. I hate this phone so much. It runs Symbian OS, which is genuinely one of the worst operating systems I think I've ever used on anything. It is bad. It is really, really, really bad. But you know what? Whatever. I don't even care. It's not like I use this phone all that much. The camera's not bad. It's just stupid how you can't save more than 2 photos at a time on it because it has no internal storage. I've tried putting a card in it, and its file format is like ridiculously overcomplicated because you know how it goes. LG VX3400 works totally fine. Actually in really nice shape, and I actually like the way this phone looks with this dark blue. I think it's a little different compared to the 32 and 3300, so yeah, it's kind of nice. I like it. This outside screen is blue monochrome, and it looks really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I like this phone. I think it's nice. That speaker is really, really good. Samsung SGH T105G, super low end, super basic. Doesn't do anything. I don't even think it has Bluetooth. Like, this thing is so low end. It's in shape. That's about the grade I give it. Yeah, it's not great, but it's whatever. Another Motorola W385 in horrible condition, absolutely horrible. It works. I just don't keep a battery in it because I don't have enough to go around, but it works totally fine. You know, it's just here. It's here for the vibes. But hey, if it works, it works. That's all I need. Another Samsung Flight 2. This one works a little bit better than the other one. That doesn't feel as nice. I think this lock button actually works, but yeah. Other than that, this phone is pretty basic and doesn't do a whole lot, but you know what? It's not bad. It's also not in that great a shape, but you know what? Whatever. I don't think it has any like random plastic cracks though. Not that I can see, so that's a plus. Here is the actual LG Shine. Yes, this is the real life, really real LG Shine. This is the Shine. This is, you know, not some random model number. This is the LG Shine. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This phone, the battery life is atrocious, but it works. It does what it needs to do. It's in okay shape, you know, just okay, but it works and it's cool. Another LG VX 3200 also works. I just don't keep a battery in it because I just don't have enough. But it works totally fine. Keypad's very yellow, but you know how it goes. Yeah, again, laggy as all hell, but you know what? It's old, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it works, that's all I need. Sanyo Katana, the original one. This phone's actually pretty cool. It clearly was trying to be a Razer competitor. I honestly don't think it did that bad of a job. Like, it's really not that bad of a phone. It's just proprietary Sanyo chargers. What are we doing? They're stupid. I have plenty of them, but yeah, it is pretty annoying. But it works. It's a cool phone. There's just not a whole lot you can do on it. I think it does have some games on it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Pantech Jest 2. Yeah, this is the Jest 2. This thing is in awful condition. Somehow that's all like shattered, which is very weird. I'm sure that's plastic. This power button does not work at all, so you have to jump it to get it to start up, which isn't the best. And you can't access the home screen, so that's pretty annoying, but yeah. Otherwise, it works fine. Nokia 6085, that is quite literally falling apart in every possible way. I made it naked. Yeah, the outside screen is broken. Let me put this back together. Oh, this is ridiculous. I hate this happening. But yeah, it does not fasten at all, so not fun. Not fun. Okay, yeah. So that outside screen is broken. This thing, I mean, I can't charge it properly because I don't have the right size of barrel plug, because you need different sizes of barrel plug, which is so stupid. So stupid. But it works. So that's all I need. Motorola i776, super basic, super low end. These iGen phones are just fucking weird. They're just weird. That's all I could ever possibly say about them. They're just weird. But they're also kind of interesting. Very strange color on this thing with the silver and the brown. Not sure what that is, but it is it. It is just kind of it. LG CG225 works totally fine. I just don't have enough batteries to go around for this, but this phone's actually kind of cool. I like this design. I don't know why. I like this all black look and this like compact design. Doesn't feel all that bad. Those clicks are actually kind of satisfying. I like that. LG VX5400 also works. Not in the best shape, but not too bad. I'll take it. For some reason, outside of like the startup and shutdown tones, this thing does not play any sounds at all. Not sure what's up with that. Very strange. Like it plays very limited sounds for whatever reason. Kind of sucks because that speaker is actually really solid. So yeah, no idea what's up with that. LG Xenon works totally fine. Not a whole lot to say about it. It is in pretty rough shape. Yeah, it's pretty beat up, but it's actually kind of a cool phone. I like the design. I think it's neat. I guess it's kind of an expression before the expression. Maybe. I don't know. It's not that bad of a phone. I do like it. Here's the other Samsung Hue in the blue color. So it says Altel right there. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not on Altel. It's on Cricket, which is very strange. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it was like flashed at one point. I didn't do any of that. It was like that when I got it. Yeah. It works though, so that's cool. Has a really cool wallpaper on it. I like that you can shuffle between the colors on this outside screen. So I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, this isn't that bad of a name, or this isn't that bad of a phone. I do like it. Motorola V1 something. What is this thing? I have no idea. This is the Motorola V170, and it does not work at all. I have tried using the barrel plug, and it does absolutely nothing, which is great. Yeah, I love that. I love when my phones do absolutely nothing. It's so fun. LG Cosmos 2 in okay shape. Self-inflicted scratches, you know how it goes. It works totally fine. I put all the batteries that work for this phone in all my Cosmos 3s. Probably gonna change it back at some point. Or should I just get another battery? I don't know. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's here and it works. And that's all I need. LG Chocolate Touch. I had to get rid of the battery for this because it was bloated to all hell and it barely worked anymore. I'd like to get another battery for this because this is actually a very cool phone. I do like it a lot, but yeah, I don't know if I will ever do that. It might just sit here for eternity, but you know, at least it's a cool looking phone. It's not in that great a shape, but it's not too horrible. So yeah, I'll take it. Samsung SGH E315, I think. Yeah. Haven't been able to get literally anything out of this. Plugging in the fat Samsung charger, it just does absolutely nothing, which is lovely. You know, that's exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. So yeah, it's very good. Oh, this thing. This is a UT Starcom CDM 7076. This thing is hot garbage. So it's in terrible shape for one thing. It does not hold a charge on or off. Very weird. The screen is absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst screens I think I've ever seen on a phone, or one of the worst screens I've seen, period. Like, it is just terrible. Yeah, it's really bad. Like, it's just, It's just a bad phone. I have never seen anybody else have this phone, so I don't know if this was like an unfinished prototype that was just a piece of shit or what, but yeah, it's not a good phone. It's really not a good phone. Here's my other LG 440G. Also works, also in really good shape, just super fingerprinty. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get 2 of these in really good shape, so I'll take it. It's nice. And the last dumb phone is this. This is a Samsung SPH M220. Super basic, super low end. Has the same charging issue that the M320 has. Yeah, it's super weird. So you have to charge it in another phone. Although a Samsung Gusto battery, it works totally fine in this, which is a little weird, but it helps a lot. So I will take that anytime. Oh boy. So those are all of my dumb phones. And actually, a few down there as well. Yep. Oh my god, this is insane. So yeah. Now let's go ahead and move on to all the smartphones, because oh dear lord. Oh boy. It's time to talk about all of these smartphones. This is absolutely insane. And the funny thing is, I haven't even gained that much compared to last year. Like, this is a pretty similar pile. I mean, I did do it in 2 spurts last year. Now I just have everything, because it was just like, I just gotten stuff right as I was starting to shoot this video. But now I have everything here, and yeah, we're gonna talk about all of these smartphones. This is gonna be a long segment, but buckle up, let's have some fun, and let's talk. So there's actually a couple of phones here that I don't have. I did the same thing last year. We don't have my main phones here, and we don't have a couple of phones that have just torn apart and tried to repair, never actually put back together, so I can't really bring those over here. So I'm going to show those to you right now. So let's start with my main phones. All right, so there's a reason why I actually waited so long to start shooting this video. I think last year I started shooting like late February, because I think I was on spring break at that point. It is April 21st. This is the first day I'm shooting this video for this year. There's a reason why I waited so long. It's not because of spring break. It's actually because I was waiting to get a new main phone, and I finally got it. I no longer have my iPhone 13. It is time to show you my new main phone, and it is this. This is my iPhone 17 Pro. I love this phone. The day I'm recording this, I've only had this phone for 2 days, but I love it. It is absolutely amazing. I love the cameras. I've actually been recording this entire video up to this point on this phone, and I'm going to keep recording everything else on this phone. This phone is amazing. I love the 120 hertz display. I love the dynamic island. It's a dumb name, but it is actually really useful for like sports scores and music and just controlling stuff up there. I love it. Action button, I'm still getting a little bit used to. I've been so used to the switch on iPhones for a long time, but I'm kind of playing around and trying new things. I really like having the always on display on an iPhone, even though I also have it on my other main phone and my watch now too. I actually upgraded my watch back in December too, which I guess I'll show that later. But I really, really like this phone a lot. It is so fast. Battery life is really good. It's a 256 gig in the deep blue. And yeah, it is absolutely awesome. So nice to finally have an upgrade. And I think this is going to be my main phone for quite a while. I don't see myself changing out of this anytime soon. But that's my new main phone. And for my other main phone, here is my main Android phone. Still the same guy. This is my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. This has been my main Android phone for now 2.5 years, just about, as I'm recording this, but it is still rocking really strong. It is still doing well. Battery life isn't that great anymore. I mean, it lasts a full day, but if it's on heavy usage, it does, it does use a lot more battery, I can tell. But yeah, it's still working totally fine. It is on, I believe, Android 16 now. I think that's the last full Android version it's gonna get. but it should still get security updates for another year as far as I know. But yeah, still rocking strong. It's 128 gig in the burgundy. Got this out of a Target bin back in 2022, or 2023 actually. Yeah, it's still insane to me even using it for over 2.5 years now. This is that I got this for literally nothing. Super, super cool. And yeah, I still really like it. This is probably my favorite phone I've ever owned. At least my favorite Android phone for sure. I don't know, maybe my 17 Pro will end up being the new favorite. But yeah, still really like this phone. It's still working, no problem. And then for the devices over here, I know this corner is like an absolute disaster right now, but over here, I have two iPhone 6 Pluses. So the story with these, so the one with the screen that's detached, I actually had that. I've had that for a little while now. I got that from a computer shop owner when he was fixing my now just absolute piece of PC. But I got that from him. I got a couple of phones from him. But this one had a it has a bad battery, and it's FMI on, so I'm probably not going to do anything with it. But then I got this one in a Target bin kind of late last year, and the digitizer was shot on that screen, so I went ahead and swapped the screens, or I tried to swap the screens, and it turns out it actually isn't the digitizer. I think this one has touch disease, which is like a bad form of touch disease, so that kind of sucks. The one I got here, the one that has the screen attached, that's actually 128 gig, which is crazy. This one's only a 16 gig. But yeah, kind of sucks. I mean, the digitizer works barely, but just barely. Like it's really, really intermittent. So it's pretty much impossible to use, which sucks, but it is what it is. And then I have two Samsung Galaxy S Fascinates. I was trying to swap the boards because one of them was boot looping. I think it was this one that was boot looping, and this one was fine, but it has a destroyed OLED, like from inside. So I was trying to swap them, but I couldn't get like the vibration motor to come up. It was just kind of stuck. So I don't really know what to do. I don't know. I might just get rid of them because I don't have anything saved on any of them. So I don't know. But those are the repair phones. Now let's get to all the rest of these smartphones. Holy hell. All right, okay. It's time to talk about all of these smartphones. So let's just go dig in. Let's pick them out of the pile and we'll talk about them. So where shall we start? I guess we'll start over here. This is an HTC Droid Aris. One of two I have. Both of them have really, really bad touchscreens. I mean, they work, but they're terrible resistive touchscreens, so you can only use it from this corner and this corner. I swear it's the same on both. It is absolutely nuts. But otherwise, this works fine. It's like a 512 megabyte. I don't know. I don't even know how much storage it has. But it works totally fine. Yeah, I got this in a phone lot back in, what year would that have been? 2021? Yeah, I think it was 2021. Yeah, so I've had this for a little while. Still works totally fine. iPhone 3GS, this is one of two as well. This one's in much better shape compared to my other one. It's a 16 gig in black. Yeah, works totally fine. Not really much to say about it. It's just an iPhone 3GS running iOS 6.1.6. Battery life on this thing is bad. Like, it is really, really bad. It dies at like 30 to 40% sometimes. But I'm not going to bother changing the battery. There's absolutely no reason for me to do that. But yeah, it works. It's in good shape. That's all I can really ask for. This is one of a little too many BlackBerry Bold 9930s. I'm trying to wipe these off as best as I can with my shirt. But yeah, this is one of 17 BlackBerry Bold 9930s. I'm not joking. All of them actually work. I have batteries for 16 out of 17 of them now. One of them just basically ballooned, and yeah, I couldn't use that anymore. Otherwise, they all work. This one never came with the back cover, and there's some of them that don't have cameras and some of them that do. This one, since it has the strip over that, it does not. But yeah, works totally fine. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Moto X Pure with this awesome Moto Maker back design. Really, really cool. This one has had some like kind of random screen issues where like sometimes you get a bunch of lines through the screen. It's very random though. So honestly, I'm starting to think it might be like a heat thing. Like it just gets a little too hot and the screen just kind of freaks out. But you restart it and it's totally fine. So I have no idea. It's just like, it just seems to be just some weird glitch. And then I had, the last time that happened, it wasn't just like lines. It was like the screen colors basically inverted. It tried to turn invert colors on itself. It was very strange. But I have no idea. And I never toggled invert colors on. Very weird, but it works totally fine. I believe it's a 32 gig on Android 7.1. I think that's right. But yeah, love this design. Where did I get this? I think I got this out of an AT&T bin, I want to say. Might have been a Target bin. It was a bin of some kind. iPhone 4S, really good shape. Really, really good shape. Half decent battery, actually. This runs iOS 8.3. I just wanted an iPhone on iOS 8, and it came on iOS 8, so I was like, yeah, why not? Let's just keep it there. Yeah, it's a 16 gig in black. Works perfectly fine. I mean, there's not much you can do with an iPhone 4S anymore. At least I got this one activated before the servers got completely shut down. So I have another one that is just kind of sitting on the, like activation screen, and it just can't get past it. So I don't know if there's a way to like bypass that, but I'd like to find out if that's possible. But I don't know. I don't know if we ever will. Samsung moment. I have had this thing for I don't even know how long. Probably a decade at this point. Works perfectly fine. Battery life is absolutely atrocious now. Yeah, it works. It runs Android 2.1. This is, I believe, one of Samsung's first Android phones that came to the US. Pretty neat. Pretty cool. And the crazy thing is this is a Samsung phone. So you'd think it run like a really old version of TouchWiz. No, this runs pure stock Android 2.1, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's very, very bland when you look at it, but it is pretty cool. BlackBerry Curve 8530. Yes, this is the 8530. Works perfectly fine. Battery life is not good on this guy, but that's actually pretty typical of most Blackberries. But yeah, it works. I don't know what version of BBOS it runs. I think it's like 6.0 maybe. Yeah, something like that. But it works really fine. It's on Verizon. Yeah, nothing much to really say about it. Got this from a family friend that just had a bunch of phones lying around. They just want to get rid of them. So yeah. This is a Palm Pre. This works, but it has a completely destroyed digitizer. Like, it does not work whatsoever. So just power on. It's just kind of here for the vibes, pretty much. It's on Sprint. Yeah, kind of sucks. I really wanted to actually give one of these a try, because I think the WebOS interface was kind of ahead of its time for a phone. I mean, you see it on like LG TVs nowadays, which is kind of crazy. Very different iteration, but yeah. I think it actually would have been a decent OS if, it was just adopted more. But it was not. Love to get another one of these that actually works and be able to use it, but can't do it with this one, unfortunately. Casio G-Zone Commando 4G LTE. Yes, that is the unfortunately long name for this phone. Works perfectly fine. There's not really much to say about it. It's just a rugged phone. Has a very overstyled software skin, but it's not like it's ugly necessarily. I mean, some people would think that, but I really don't mind it that much. Yeah, it's really not that bad, and it's fine to use. It's running Android 4.1.2, I think. So yeah, not really much to say about it. It's a 16 gig, I think. I'm not totally sure. I got this in a phone lot back in December 2023, I think. Yeah, I think that's when I got it. And this is actually the only Android phone from that lot. Every other phone that I got in that lot was a Windows phone. So that's kind of interesting. Motorola Photon Q works perfectly fine. It's actually on Freedom Pop, so it's like unlocked. I keep getting yelled at whenever I post the startup and shutdown compilation, which that should hopefully be returning for 2026, by the way. I just abandoned the 2025 version because I just got way too busy. But that should hopefully be returning. But anyways, I keep getting yelled at for putting it in the Sprint portion. Guys, this stock was a Sprint phone. It's just unlocked by Freedom Pop. So yes, I know it doesn't have the Sprint startup screen or whatever. I don't give a shit. So I'm just going to be blunt. I don't give a shit. So I'm going to keep putting it in the Sprint portion and just shut up. Anyways, yeah, it's in good shape. It's a 4 gig, I think, running Android 4.1.2. Yeah, got this in a phone lot in 2021. LG Phoenix 3, one of two. This one I bought brand new at Best Buy for $40 back in 2019. Holy hell, that feels like forever ago. Yeah, it works perfectly fine. It is cracked. I dropped it. I actually dropped it for a drop test because at the time I was like, this thing was having a ton of thermal issues and I was just like kind of over it. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do a drop test. And then the thermal issues just kind of magically went away. I have no idea. But yeah, now it works totally fine. Even with all the cracks and like the chunks missing, but it wasn't even from that high of a drop where the chunks just fell out. Like, I think it was like 2 to 3 feet up. So really not that far at all. So kind of crazy that it's in, this bad a shape. But believe it or not, I have one that's in even worse shape. You'll see that it's buried somewhere in this vicinity here. Nokia Lumia 928. This is one of the Windows phones I got in that lot with the Casio. Works perfectly fine. It's running Windows Phone 8.0. It's actually a pretty cool phone. I think it's kind of like ahead of its time in a way because, I mean, this phone came out in 2013. 2013. OLED display, that's not too crazy. I mean, Samsung phones have had OLED displays since, the original Galaxy S pretty much, probably even longer than that. But yeah, it has an OLED display. It has an always-on display. It is not information rich whatsoever, but it has one at all. The fact that it has one at all is pretty cool. It has wireless charging, very slow wireless charging, but it has wireless charging. In 2013, Samsung didn't get that till 2 years later. Apple didn't get that till 4 years later. And the always on display, Samsung didn't get that until 3 years later. The iPhone didn't get that until, when did the 14 Pro come out? 2022. So 9 years later. So yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty cool phone. I like it. Not much to do with it. That camera's actually decent. It's a Zeiss lens, so it's really not that bad. Yeah, it's a 16 gig in the black. And yeah, got that in the phone lot. iPhone 5C. I actually have 3 5Cs now. This one is in pretty awful shape, but it works. It's a 16 gig in green. Yeah, running iOS 10.3.3. Not really much I can do with it. iOS 10 devices, there's really not much you can do at all anymore. Like the iMessage servers and all those are shut down at this point. So it's just kind of here for the vibes. I'm going to keep saying that a lot throughout this video, I think. But yeah, it's here for the vibes and that's about it. But still cool. I want to get the last 2 5C colors that I don't have, which are the pink and the blue. So yeah, hopefully I get those at some point. Moto X Play works perfectly fine. Yes, it is a Moto X Play. I know what it says on the back. It is not a Droid Max 2. It is unlocked. It is an unlocked Moto X Play. Yeah, it just this back cover came on it. I know you could swap them. I've thought about swapping them, but I don't want to pay the money for that. But yeah, works totally fine. Battery's horrible. It's just genuinely horrible. It's died at 45% before. But it works. It runs Android 6.0.1. It's a 16 gig. And yeah, it works. Pretty nice screen, 1080p display, decent camera. It's not anything bad to say about it besides that battery life. CoolPad Catalyst, the marquee of being cheap, basically. This thing is as cost-cutting as you could imagine. It has a horrendous screen, absolutely terrible. Viewing angles are atrocious. Vibration motor is better than most LG phones, but still not that great. Camera's awful, absolutely terrible, although it's still better than a couple of really cheap smartphones I have here as well. Yeah, battery life is surprisingly good, like actually really good. I don't use this thing very much at all because there's nothing I can use it for because it's an 8 gig. Also, that's bad. It's on Metro PCS, or just Metro. I'm just gonna call it Metro. Yeah, works totally fine. Not much to say about it. Runs Android 6. I think it's on Android 6. Or no, on Android 5.0.1. That's right. This is on 5.0.1. This one's unfortunate. This is a Galaxy A15. So I got this out of a Target bin back in, when would that have been? Like November, I think. And yeah, because people are fucking stupid and don't know how to take shit off their phones, it's Google locked. And there's pretty much no way to bypass it. So it's brutal. I really wanted to get this thing to work, and I don't want to break my computer again trying to bypass another phone, because that has happened before. Yeah, really don't want to do that. And actually, this is not the only phone I got in that run. So that really sucks. It's in really, really nice shape. And I mean, I gotta pull the case off here, but I mean, that color, that looks sweet. Yeah. I really wish I could get this thing working. I know it's not like a super high-end phone, but it's still really cool. It looks really nice. I think it's a 64 gig. I really don't know because I can't really look up much about it. And I think it's unlocked, or no, I think it's on T-Mobile. I think this one's on T-Mobile. Yeah, it's a shame. The sides are a little beat up, but otherwise they're in decent shape. But yeah, this is a PSA to people. Don't be a dumbass. Take your shit off your phones if you're gonna get rid of them. It's just, it should be common fucking sense, but it really seems to not be somehow. I don't understand it. ZTE Majesty Pro, again, cheap. 8 gigs of storage, but honestly, this phone's not that bad. ZTE actually built half decent cheap phones. Speaker's okay. It's on TrackPhone running Android 6.0, I believe. Camera's not good, but you know, that's pretty typical. Battery life is bad. Like, it's bad. Got this out of a Target bin. Thought it was actually going to be Google locked because it had secure startup on, but when I, hard reset it, it wasn't. So that's cool. It's nice. But yeah, you can't install anything on it, so that's kind of brutal. But yeah, it works. Here's another iPhone 5C. This one's in yellow, in much better shape. I gotta clean those marks off, but much better shape. It's only an 8 gig. I don't even know why the 8 gig was an option for iPhones in 2013, but maybe that's me talking out of my ass. I don't know. But yeah, only an 8 gig on iOS. I think this one's on 10.3.3 as well. In yellow, but yeah, really good shape. So it's nice to have one that's actually in good condition. But yeah, I do not understand why 8 gigabytes was an option, even in 2013, even 13 years ago. I still don't get it. But yeah, I've expressed my opinions on the color of this 5C many times. I think it looks like piss, but that's just me. I don't think the 5C colors were that great outside of the blue or the green. And the white is just bland as all hell. Yeah, this looks like piss. The pink looks like Pepto-Bismol. That's what I've said forever. And I don't think that's ever gonna change. Here's another BlackBerry Bold 9930. This one also doesn't have a camera. Works totally fine. Yeah, I mean, it's just another Bold 9930. I'm not gonna say much about any of them unless I know there's something up with them. Yeah. It works. Galaxy A20 works totally fine. It's actually a dual SIM model, which is pretty cool. So it has 2 SIM card slots. It's an international edition, but it works on all US carriers, so that's nice. It's a 32 gig on Android 11. It's a cool phone. Like, it's actually fun. It's still usable even on Android 11, but it is just way too slow for what it is. Like, the Exynos chip in this is just so weak. But otherwise, it's a nice phone. I like it. Battery life is incredible. It is just like I like this thing lasts weeks on my use case, so pretty nice. Moto E 2nd generation, severely water damaged, but it still works somehow. I don't get it. Yeah, it's crazy that this thing works. But yeah, it's running Android 5.0.2 on Republic Wireless. It's a 4 gig, I believe. Yeah, the screen is, you'll see it in a clip here, it is just insanely water damaged. I don't know how this thing works, but it does. And yeah, I got this out of an AT&T bin. Back when those still existed, that was a fun time. Huawei Ascend Plus, not really much to say about it. Runs pretty much at least near stock Android, so kind of cool. Very low end, like a 2 gigabyte, stupid cheap, but it works totally fine. Yeah, I mean, there really isn't much to say about it. It's just an old Android phone. It runs Android 4.0.4, I believe. So yeah, pretty old nowadays. Galaxy S7 in gold, international S7, pretty neat. Not really much to say about it. I mean, it's yeah, like I said, it is an international edition. It was originally on Movistar Chile, so that's pretty cool. It's a 32 gig in the really nice gold color. I always keep this case on because it's not in the best shape. It is cracked down there. It's running Android 8.0. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Got this out of a Target bin. Battery life is bad, but that's pretty much the story with any S7 nowadays. It is crazy that this thing is 10 years old. I think this is one of the best looking Galaxy S phones of all time. But that's just my take. I think the colors were stunning. Yeah, I think this is one of the best looking, probably one of the best looking smartphones of the last decade. Really, really cool. But yeah, that's just me. I do have another S7 and other S7 models, but yeah, this one works totally fine. Pretty cool. Galaxy S8 in this waterproof rig case. I've never actually used it as like an underwater rig. It probably would be pretty decent, honestly, but yeah, I just bought the case for dirt cheap at Goodwill. Yeah, it was like $2, so I was like, yeah, screw it, why not? The back on this is cracked pretty badly. I had to do a battery replacement on this and bent the back in ways it probably never should be bent. So that happened, but the phone works totally fine. It's on Android 9.0, Samsung Experience, I think 1.5. One UI 1.5, something like that. Yeah, pretty cool. Not really much to say about it. It's a 64 gig on Verizon. Yeah, it works. This is one of many BlackBerry Z10s, one of 4. Works perfectly fine. There's one of them that is screwed because of the BlackBerry servers. The the BB10 servers just going down, so I can't set it back up, and it's locked to my BBID account. So that's pretty brutal. I'd love to get it set back up, but there's pretty much no way to bypass that. So that kind of sucks. So yeah, they tried. They really tried. Nice design. Honestly, a pretty cool phone. BB10 is actually not that bad of an operating system, I don't think. But yeah, it's just, it never really took off. Nokia Lumia 521. This is the other Windows phone I got in that lot. Actually, there were 3, but one of them didn't work at all, so I just got rid of it. Yeah, this one is way lower end than the last one, than the 928. Still works. It's an 8 gig on T-Mobile. But yeah, it works totally fine. It runs Windows Phone 8.1. Not really much to say about it. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that bad of a phone. It's just low end, very cheap looking. But yeah, screen's not all that bad either, so I'll take it. iPhone 6s, I have a ridiculous amount of these. I think I have 4 now. Yeah, I think I have 4. Yeah, works perfectly fine. It's a 32 gig in space gray in basically mint condition. Like, this thing is, it's crazy to me that I've kept it in this good a condition for this long. But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. Not really much to say about it. It runs iOS 15.8.5, I think. I don't know. I can't keep track of like the security updates at this point. It threw a notification at me yesterday. It's like, oh yeah, we're aware of outdated iOS versions that are like getting hacked, like basically. But I've already used up all the storage on this thing, so I can't even update it. So that's pretty annoying. I guess it's just gonna keep throwing that at me. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, it's just in perfect condition, so I will take that any day. Here we go again. This is a Blue View 5. I thought this was another phone, but yeah, this is a Blue View 5. So this one's also Google locked because we've got a bunch of dumbasses that put their shit in target bins without wiping them. Fucking idiots. So I wiped it. This one would have been a little bit easier to bypass if it had the SIM tray, but it doesn't. So yay me. Yeah, just I can't understand the pure stupidity, but yeah, it works somehow. I mean, it works. The screen is also kind of wigging out. Like it acts really weird sometimes. It's like just kind of rainbowing and doing a bunch of weird shit. I hope I can catch it on camera because sometimes it doesn't do it, but yeah, it's very weird. Yeah. Also, those camera lenses are massive. Like, they're probably not even that good, but you know, whatever. I honestly thought after I pulled 3 in a row that were Google locked out of that target bin, I thought I was getting pranked, but I don't know. Motorola Droid Mini. It works. Neither of the cameras work for whatever reason. They haven't at any point since I've had this. I've had this since 2021. Yeah, I mean, I think it might just be a software problem, to be honest, because it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with the lenses. Every time you open the camera app, it just says camera busy and unable to start. So I have no idea. But yeah, it works. I believe it's a 16 gig on Verizon. Obviously, because it's a Droid. Yeah, battery life's absolutely atrocious, but you know, tiny phone, tiny battery. Not even that tiny for one of these. So yeah, I feel like it would be a little bit better, but whatever. It works. Another Bold 9930. Yep. This one actually does have a camera. I think this is the first one that I'm showing that has a camera. Not much to say about it. T-Mobile Sidekick 4G. I don't know why that's there. Works perfectly fine. Pretty cool phone. I mean, I know it's the lamest of all Sidekick models that ever existed, but I still think it's cool. Yeah, runs Android 2.2.1, I think. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, it is a cool phone. Definitely has an overstyled software skin, but I like it. I think it's fun. Another BlackBerry Z10. Works perfectly fine. Again, I'll have to figure out which one is which in terms of which one I can't use, but I'll show that, you know, at some point. iPhone SE first generation in gold. This one, I know for a fact it needs a new screen. It might need a new battery as well. You can see the screen's jutting out pretty badly. I can't tell if the battery's swollen. It's been a pain to get this screen off because like the LCD is like separated from the glass. I don't even know how that happened, but yeah, I guess it was just dropped maybe too many times. But it is FMI off. It's a 32 gig in gold. Not in the best shape in terms of the body, but I mean, if I get another SE with a white screen, that's, you know, not one of my working ones, it's like FMI on or whatever, maybe I'll just swap the parts. I don't know. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think it might be worth trying. Galaxy S6. This thing is just has a multitude of problems. Has a bad micro USB port, which is not great. Battery life's absolutely horrible. The camera's got a lot of dirt just kind of hanging around in it, which isn't fun. Yeah. The Wi-Fi is intermittent. Sometimes it just likes to shut itself off when it feels like it. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of issues. Running Android 7.0. I mean, it works. Like, it works just fine. But yeah, There's so many battery problems, and you know, only being able to wireless charge really sucks. But whatever, at least I can get it to work. It is in really good cosmetic shape. Like, I mean, the back just has like one very small crack right there. That's it. Other than that, it is just it's in really good shape. I've had this since 2020, so I've had it for quite a while now. Galaxy J7 2017 works perfectly fine. I have two of these. This one, I mean, they're both in kind of equally decent shape. There's not much to really say about it. It's a 16 gig on AT&T. Yeah, works perfectly fine. Running Android, I think 8.1. So yeah, not bad. HTC U11, probably one of my favorite phones that I have in my collection. Honestly, I really, really like this phone a lot. I mean, the color, for one thing, is just really nice. That blue, that looks so sick. Running Android 9.0. Yeah, it's a really nice phone. Battery life is not... Okay, so that was nice. I didn't record 4K that entire clip. I'm just gonna have to work with it. But anyways, yeah, this thing is really, really nice. I like it a lot. The home button right here doesn't work. Like, it's just completely done for. Yeah, but otherwise it works totally fine. Yeah, the battery life's not good at all, but USB-C charges decently fast. These just have like really small batteries. I don't know, but I really like this phone. Camera is pretty nice too. Yeah, got this out of, I think I got this out of an AT&T bin. This was one of my last finds, so kind of got lucky there. Motorola Droid Turbo 2 works perfectly fine. I actually use this as my main phone for not that long, like a month at one point, but it was okay. I mean, 2015 phone. I was using it in 2021, so not the best thing in the world, but it really wasn't that bad. Battery life is actually okay, believe it or not. I mean, it's not great anymore, but it's all right. I bought this on Amazon refurbished for, I think, $70 back in 2021. Not the best deal, but not the worst. Running Android 7.0. It's a 32 gig in the winter white. Yeah, I mean, really not a bad phone. It is a huge, like, it feels massive in my hand, but you know what? Don't really mind that. Alcatel Apprise. This thing is a phone. It's very beat up, as you can tell. Very, very beat up. Yeah. Running, I think, Android 10 Go. Pretty slow, pretty bad battery life. 16 gig. Uses storage poorly. Yeah, it's not a great phone, but kind of is what it is. TCL LX works perfectly fine. Not much to really say about this. It's just a cheap phone. I mean, it has an okay screen. It's not great, but it's okay compared to most cheap smartphones. 16 gig on track phone. Running Android 8.0. Yeah, it's fine. It does what it needs to do. BlackBerry Torch 9860. I've said this so many times. I don't know what carrier this is on. Somebody said it's on T-Mobile UK. I would figure it'd have a T-Mobile startup screen, but it doesn't. It has a US cellular backplate. It has T-Mobile branded apps, but it has no startup screen at all. So I have no idea. Yeah, no clue what this is on. But it works totally fine. Runs BlackBerry OS, I think 7.1. Yeah, it works. Moto G 5G 2022 works totally fine. Incredible battery life. I mean, this thing is like just crazy. These cameras are bad. I'm gonna say it straight up. They are bad. They are really bad. But otherwise, this thing works totally fine. It's a 64 gig on Xfinity Mobile, running Android 13, I think. So it's really not that bad of a phone. Yeah, not bad at all. And it has like I said, the battery life is amazing. It has a huge battery. I think it's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's pretty awesome. Google Pixel 3 XL works perfectly fine. It's had a couple of like spurts where I don't know if it's just like overheating or what's happening, but like a 24-hour period, it just like decides I'm just dead. Like it just doesn't want to do anything. You plug it in, it does nothing, but then it'll come back to life after like 16 to 24 hours. So it's very, very strange, but it works fine. Yeah, it's a 64 gig in the black Where did I bought this on eBay back in 2022, I think. Yeah, not much to say about it. It's decent. It's a decent phone. I use this as my main Android phone for like 9 months, so not that long, but it was a good phone. It is an ugly ass phone. I mean, there's no denying that. That bathtub notch is ugly. And also, one of the front-facing cameras is really weird. I think that one of the front cameras is water damaged, so it like rattles a lot. So that's a little annoying, but yeah. Other than that, it works perfectly fine on Android 12. Galaxy S7 Edge works perfectly fine. This is also a international edition, just like the Gold S7 on Movistar Chile. It's not in the best shape. You can tell the back is cracked. The front's pretty scratched up, but it works. It's a 32 gig in the Onyx Black. Got this out of a Target bin, same time as the Gold S7. So pretty cool. Runs Android 8.0. Yeah, it's a nice phone. It's definitely a nice phone. Another iPhone 6S. Also works perfectly fine. Has pretty awful battery life, but that's pretty normal for a 6S. It's a 64 gig in the Rose Gold. Where did I get this? I got this out of an AT&T bin. So not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. Pretty nice 6S. It's in good shape. It's not in the best shape, but it's not bad at all. Original Motorola Droid Turbo. Works perfectly fine. Battery life, not good. This thing has a ton of thermal problems, but that's pretty typical for the Snapdragon. Have Snapdragon 805, I think. It's pretty normal for that like generation of chips, so it's not really that good. But it works. Where did I get this? I think I got this out of a Target bin. Yeah, I think so. Runs Android 6.0.1. Not really much to say about it. It is this cool blue nylon that scratches really easily, but it's nylon. But it's nice. I like it. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. This one, it's kind of hard to see here, but it is actually a little bit cracked. This is cracked going down the middle, but it doesn't affect the display at all. You can still use the touchscreen, no problem. Yeah, it works. This one also doesn't have a camera. I think we're gonna get through the ones that have no cameras pretty fast here, but yeah. It works. Not much to say about it. It's just another Bold 9930. This is not an original Motorola Droid. This is actually the unlocked version. This is a Motorola Milestone. Pretty freaking cool. So this is not the Verizon version. You'd see a Verizon logo down there if it was. But yeah, this is the unlocked Motorola Milestone. It works. The screen is a little messed up. So like this entire side basically doesn't work. But this entire left side does. The home button and the search button don't work. So it's a little jacked up, but it does, I mean, it still functions, you know, as well as it can, pretty much, is all I can say. So, yeah, and it's not in the greatest shape, but at least it works, so I'll take that. Motorola Defy XT, very, very low end, but it works. Super cheap, running Android 2.3.7, I believe. Yeah, not much to say about it. It's super low end, it's super cheap, it's on track phone. I don't know why it has a backlock when it's not even remotely a rugged phone. I don't think it's even trying to be, but interesting. Old Android phones are weird. Yeah, really, really slow, but you know, like I said, very low end. And I got this in a phone lot in 2020, that was probably 2024. Motorola Droid Razr M. Works perfectly fine, it's in good shape. Actually, it is a little bit cracked down here, but I got this for dirt cheap. I got this for like 10 bucks on eBay back in, was that 2021? I think it was 2021, so I've had this for a while. Yeah, works totally fine. It runs Android 4.4.2. Yeah, not bad. I always thought the Droid Razr M is a nice looking phone. It's only an 8 gig, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's on Android 4.4, so there's not much you can do with it now anyways. But it's still cool. I think it's a cool looking phone. And I like what they did with the colors, like the different colors on this phone. It was just the border. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, not much else to say about this phone. It is cool though. iPhone 5S works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig in the space gray. I think it's locked to AT&T. Got this in a phone lot in 2025. Yeah, works totally fine. Battery life's not good, but it's a 5S, so pretty typical. Yeah, not much to say about it. runs iOS 12.5.8. I think, yeah, because they actually updated it pretty recently to make sure iMessage and FaceTime stay compatible. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, not much to say about it. It works. It's in good shape. Like take this nasty case off. This thing is actually in really, really nice shape. So I will take that. iPhone XR works perfectly fine. This case is nasty as hell. But it works totally fine running iOS 18, I think 18.4.1, something like that. Yeah, it works totally fine. It's 128 gig in black. The camera lens is slightly cracked, but it's not actually hitting the sensor, so it doesn't really, it's really just cosmetic damage. But otherwise, this thing works totally fine. This is my mom's old phone, so I've had it for a couple years now. Yeah, still nice. It's my backup iPhone pretty much. This was actually the phone that I was recording the 17 Pro clip on. That's the 4K video evolution from 2018 to 2025. Pretty cool. Moto E5 works perfectly fine. 16 gig on track phone, running Android 8.1. Not really a whole lot to say about it. This screen is actually pretty nice. Like, it's really not a bad quality screen at all. I think it's 1080p, so not bad. Definitely made of plastic, but doesn't feel horrible. Camera, not good, but it's low end as hell. I got this for, I think, 30 bucks on eBay back in 2021, something like that. So not a bad buy. It does not manage storage well. Like, it's actually really, really bad at managing storage, but you know, 16 gig is not enough for anything. CoolPad Legacy Breeza. Would you believe me if I said I found a good CoolPad phone? Because I actually did. This thing is actually not bad at all. It's got a nice 1080p display. It's a big phone, really, really good battery life, good speakers, USB-C. It's got a headphone jack, dual cameras that are actually half decent, pretty good fingerprint sensor. Not slow. I think it has a Snapdragon 665, so not bad at all. Or maybe it's a 625, something like that. Yeah, not bad. It only has 32 gigs of storage, which isn't great, but it's fine. You know, it's usable enough for what I'm using it for. Got this out of a Target bin. Really, really nice. Motorola Droid 4. I hate this back cover design so much because the latches are just all over the fucking place. So bad. But otherwise, this works perfectly fine. Battery life is horrendous, but you know, it is what it is. It's an old Android phone. I think it runs 2.3 of some sort, maybe 4.0. I'm not totally sure. It works totally fine. I think it's a 16 gig. I'm not totally sure. Camera's actually not bad. For a phone that came out in 2012, it's really not that bad. Yeah, I mean, besides the stupid back cover design, I really don't hate this phone. It's kind of cool. I mean, I was a Droid lover back in the day. Droid lover? Is that really a thing? I don't know. Let's get this piece of shit out of the way. AT&T Radiant Core, or as I effectively call the Tinno trash bin. This thing is a just steaming pile of shit. I hate this phone so much. Worst decision I ever made to buy this. 16 gig on AT&T. Obviously, it's an AT&T branded device. It's a pile of garbage. I'm just going to keep saying that. Horrible screen, horrible camera, horrible battery life, horrible performance, horrible everything. I can't believe I actually paid money for this phone. 35 bucks back in 2020. Bought it brand new at Best Buy. Awful decision. Don't ever, if you see this in the bin, honestly, I wouldn't even pick it up. That's how bad it is. I hate this phone so much. Biggest pile of crap. Damn it, I didn't make it hit the wall. iPhone 6, not in the best shape. Cracked down there, but works totally fine. It's a 32 gig in space gray, running iOS 12.5.8. Yeah, it works. I mean, the body is actually in decent shape, but yeah, it's just a little cracked down there. Yeah, I got this in a phone lot in 2025. Not bad. I don't know. I used an iPhone 6 for a while, so now I have a few, which is nice. This is a Galaxy S3 Mini. I don't have a battery for this, and I don't even think this thing would work because that charging port is just murdered. It is absolutely destroyed. So I don't think this thing will work. I'm probably not going to invest any money into this. I think it's an 8 gig on AT&T. Yeah, it's pretty crappy. It's pretty beat up. How do you destroy a charging port like that, genuinely? Did you just like stick it in the wrong way a bunch of times? I don't even know. Yeah. I got this in a phone lot in 2025. Galaxy Mega 2 works perfectly fine. Pretty bad battery life. Also, yes, this doesn't have a back cover, so this case is the back cover. It works. It's a 16 gig on AT&T. Not much to say about it. I mean, it's a decent phone. It is massive. Like, even today, like, I think it might actually be physically larger than my S22 Ultra. I kind of want to check that right now, actually. Is it? Just barely smaller. Because the S22 Ultra is a little longer. But wow, that is pretty close. Damn. Yeah, this thing's huge. Runs Android, I think 5.1.1. Yeah, not much to say about it. It's decent. Galaxy S3 doesn't have a back cover, but it works. 16 gig on T-Mobile. I think the speaker's kind of crapping out. It sounds pretty bad. Or maybe the S3 speaker was just really bad in general. I have no idea. But it works. Yeah, it's in white. It's pretty scratched up on the front here, but it works just fine. It's running Android 4.4.2, I think. So yeah, not too bad. Although surprisingly on the S3, battery life is actually not bad at all. Like, it's actually pretty good. I don't know. Maybe that battery is just like kind of new. Here's the other iPhone 3GS. Also a 16 gig in black, but you can see it is just very, very beat up. But this screen works perfectly fine despite how cracked it is. Yeah, I don't know. Got this out of an AT&T bin. Yeah, it works. Running iOS 6.1.6. Yeah, I'm impressed with this thing working at all. Pantech Discover works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig, I think, on AT&T, running Android 4.1.2 with a really heavy software skin. The speaker on this does not work. 5 days into getting it, it just kind of randomly crapped out. So I don't know what's up with that. But otherwise, the phone works perfectly fine. That camera's not as good as they advertise it to be. 12.6 megapixels. It's really not that great. But it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. There's not really much to say about it. But yeah, that software skin on this is super heavy. Where did I get this? Where did I think I got this out of an AT&T bin. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. Yep, it's just another one. Has a camera. Works totally fine. This one, whenever it has a battery in it, this light stays on dim. It's kind of dim, but like a green light is just kind of stuck on, so I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, otherwise, works totally fine. There's nothing really to say. This is a Galaxy Prevail 2. I don't know if it works. I don't have a battery for it. I don't know if I'm going to try it. It's in better shape than that S3 Mini. But yeah, got this in a phone lot last year. Yeah, I don't know if it works or not. LG Optimus L90 works perfectly fine. It's a 8 gig on T-Mobile. Pretty beat up, but it works. It works with all these cracks. Running Android 5.0.2, I believe. Yeah, not really much to say about it. It's decent. It works. HTC Droid Incredible 4G LTE. Yes, that is an actual name. Works perfectly fine. I only have batteries. I have 2 of these, and I only keep a battery in one of them. I just don't have enough batteries to go around. But this works totally fine. This one I bought on eBay for, I think like $10, something like that. Pretty cheap. So not bad. When did I buy it? I think it was like 2020. Here's another Galaxy J7 2017. Also works. Also a 16 gig on AT&T. This one I got at an AT&T bin. The other one I think I got in a phone lot. Yeah, that's how it worked. Yeah, it works. Pretty decent. Not really a whole lot to say about it, but yeah, it works. Here's another iPhone 6. This is the one I got from a computer shop owner. This was the other smartphone that I got from him. Which actually, update, that computer is now cooked and I just bought a new one. Yep, that just happened. But yeah, this works. It's a 16 gig in silver. I think it's unlocked. Running iOS 12.5.8. Not really much to say about it. Battery life's not great, but it's an iPhone 6, so, you know, it's 12 years old. Here's the other LG Phoenix 3 in horrible condition. That's the screen glue literally exposing itself. I'm not kidding. I don't know. Every time I clean it off multiple times and it just still keeps doing that. And I gotta clean it off again. Great. Yeah, got this out of a Target bin a while back. I honestly don't even know why I still have it, but I do. BlackBerry Curve. Oh God, what is this? It's the 9300. I think it's the Curve 9300. I got this from a family friend that just wanted to get rid of it on AT&T. Works perfectly fine. Stuck in enterprise mode, which is dumb. So you have to have a password on it, but whatever, doesn't really matter. Yeah, it works. It's cool. Galaxy S4 works perfectly fine. 16 gig on T-Mobile running. This is actually stuck on Android 4.4.4. I cannot update it to 5.0. I don't know why. I think it was just a weird T-Mobile thing. They just never updated theirs to 5.0. Very strange. But it works. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Yeah, it's fine. Here's the other HTC Droid Aris. Has that same issue with the display where it just, you can only use that top corner and that bottom corner. Very, very weird. But otherwise it works. So not really much to say about it there. Here's my last iPhone 5C. This one sucks. It's iCloud locked, it's FMI on. It's got a password, it's disabled. It's a 32 gig in white in really nice shape. So that blows. Because it's a really nice 5C in terms of condition, but yeah, cannot use it at all. Sucks, but whatever. BlackBerry Curve 8520 works perfectly fine. This piece is just like falling off basically, so that's a little annoying. But otherwise it works. It's on T-Mobile. Not really much to say about it. Got this in a phone lot in 2021. Yeah, it works. Yeah, just not much to say about it. Here's my other Motorola Droid Turbo. Oh my God, I have to clean this case off so bad. It works. It has a ton of battery issues. Like it dies at like 50% a lot of the times. It's really bad. Actually, I think it's died at like 60 before. So really, really bad. It's a 32 gig in just the basic black. Got this out of a Target bin, right? Yeah, I think I got this out of a Target bin. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Besides the battery problems, it works just fine. So yeah, running Android 6.0.1. Another Bold 9930 also works. This one has just a multitude of battery problems. Like it's very, very bad, but whatever. It might just be the battery itself. I'm not gonna invest in new batteries for these probably, but it works. Has a camera. Not really much to say. LG Rebel 4 works perfectly fine. Probably one of my better LG phones. It's a 16 gig in black on track phone, or actually I think it's on Simple Mobile, but track phone, they're all the same thing. Runs Android 8.1 or 8.0.1 maybe. Yeah, works. Got this brand new for 30 bucks at Best Buy, so probably my best buy at Best Buy. Yeah, it works. Not really much to say about it. It's decent. LG G3. It boot loops. Yeah, pretty typical story with an LG G3. It fucking boot loops. Yay. 32 gig on Verizon in the metallic gray. Not much to say about it. It just fucking boot loops. It used to work just fine. But yeah, it's in decent shape, but yep. Boot looping. We love boot looping so much. No, we do not. Ah, lovely. Moto G4 Play works perfectly fine. Not really much to say about it. It's low end, running Android 7.1. Works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig on consumer cellular. It's in good shape, and honestly, this really isn't that bad of a phone. Like I really like the design of the G4 series of Motorola phones. Like they're really not that bad. And also, before I got this, I had no idea Motorola phones past 2012 had removable batteries, but this one does, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, really not much to say about it. It's decent. It works. It's smooth, so I'll take it. Camera's not awful. So yeah, not bad. Got this out of a Target bin. Not a bad phone. Other HTC Droid Incredible 4G LTE. I do keep a battery in this one. Got this in a phone lot in 2023. I think I got in 2023. Yeah, it works totally fine. Not much to say about it. Running Android 4.0.4. Yeah, it works. Galaxy Note 4 in terrible condition. Yeah, it's in really, really bad shape. This camera is all kinds of messed up. It works, but it's pretty bad. It's a 32 gig on T-Mobile. Back cover's in horrible shape. And also, it decides to take 15 minutes to boot up. It just gets stuck on the Android starting screen for like 15 minutes. It will boot up at least. But yeah, that's pretty annoying. Yeah, it's on Android 6.0.1, I believe. Yeah, it works. Moto G Power 2020 works perfectly fine. 64 gig on Verizon. Got this out of a Target bin. Not bad. Really not a bad phone. Runs Android 11. Battery life's not amazing anymore, but it's okay. Those cameras are better than the G5G 2022, but it's still not that great. Screen's a lot better. I mean, it is 60 hertz. The 2022 Moto G is 90 hertz, but that one's only 720p. This is at least 1080p, so it looks better. So I'll take that. Yeah, really not a bad phone. I really don't mind this at all. Another Galaxy S7. It's in black. Works perfectly fine. 32 gig on AT&T. I think this battery is swelling a little bit, but it still works just fine. It's not good. It doesn't have good battery life, but it works. Like the laminate's starting to peel on the back cover a little bit, so that's a little annoying. But yeah, it works. Runs Android 8.0. Not really much to say about it. I mean, it's a nice looking S7. I love the black color on the S7. I think this color specifically is what makes this one of the best looking smartphones of the last decade. I love this design. Galaxy S Epic 4G Touch. Yes, that's a name. Works perfectly fine. Needs an SD card to operate. Yay. Runs Android 2.2, I believe. Slider, pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is kind of a cool phone. I do like it. Just isn't really a whole lot to say about it. It didn't come with a back cover, but is what it is. Yeah, it's kind of a cool phone, kind of a cool throwback. I have a couple of older Galaxy S's. I already showed you the Fascinates. I have one. I have actually two more, actually. Still need to get one. Another iPhone SE, first generation. This one is awful. It sucks. 32 gig, space gray, AT&T. Battery life, I mean, it basically, you can't use it off the charger, basically. It just dies like within 5 minutes of taking it off. It's at like 65% battery health, so it's really, really bad. But yeah, it works. Barely, but it works. Got this, I think I got this out of an AT&T bin. Moto G5S Plus. I actually like this phone a lot. It doesn't have great battery life, but it's a nice build. Like, this full metal jacket feels really nice. It does have dual cameras, although one of them is a depth sensor, so that doesn't really do much. 32 gig, I think it's unlocked actually. It's an Amazon edition, so pretty cool. Speaker's good, charges decently fast, good screen, good 1080p screen, lightning fast fingerprint sensor, which is really nice. Yeah, this really isn't that bad of a phone. Runs Android 8.0, I believe. Yeah, really not a bad phone. I like it. Got this out of a university recycling bin. HTC Trophy, old Windows phone. Works totally fine. It's in terrible condition. I tried to make a case out of hot glue with this, and it did not go well. I ripped this entire front bezel off, but it still works. It's had its fair share of problems where it just doesn't want to work anymore. Like the power button got stuck down for a little while, then it kind of magically popped back up. So it was kind of like rebooting itself. And then for like a couple months, the software just kind of corrupted for a while. I had to hard reset it. Thankfully, I found out how to do that. But yeah, it was very weird. Very, very weird. But it works. So that's all I can ask for. Speaker's really, really good. But it is a Windows phone. It runs Windows Phone 7.5. And I bought this on Amazon back in, oh God, 2017. I've had this forever. Galaxy S Vibrant. Yeah, this is the Vibrant. This is the T-Mobile model. Works perfectly fine. I just don't have enough batteries for all of these, but it does work. Yeah, pretty cool. It runs Android 2.2 of something, I think. I think it's 2.2. Yeah, it works. It's in good shape. Yeah, don't have a back cover for it either, but it works. It's nice. I do like, there's only one more Galaxy S model I have to get. iPhone XS, this one kind of sucks. Yeah, so it's FMI on, it's iCloud locked. Got this out of an AT&T bin. It's a 64 gig in space gray, locked to AT&T. As you can tell, it is really cracked on the front, but the rest of the body is actually in really nice shape. So, pull the case off here. Really not that bad. The stainless steel frame holds up really, really well. So, it sucks that I can't get this to work, but it is what it is. Yeah. If I get another 10S that, you know, doesn't have as good of a cosmetic body, I might just swap them out. You know, one that's FMI off. Because I really like the 10 and the 10S. I think it's one of the best designed iPhones of all time. So, but that's just me. Galaxy S10 Plus. This used to be my main Android phone, but it just like kind of out of nowhere stopped working. I had just switched to my S22 Ultra before it stopped working. And I've pretty much tried everything I can to get it to start working again. I tried disconnecting, reconnecting the battery, seeing if the screen would come up when it was disconnected, and it didn't. So I think the board might just be dead, which kind of sucks because I really liked this phone when I used it. For the couple months I did use it, it was a really nice phone. So yeah, it really sucks that I can't, you know, use it at all anymore, but whatever. But yeah, I think with, you know, it just not responding to anything at all, I think the board is just cooked. Another iPhone 6. This one I got in a foam lot in 2025. Not in the best condition. I mean, it's a little cracked down there. There's that weird mark up top. I'm not sure what that's about. But otherwise, it works just fine. Yeah, it works. 16 gig in silver, locked to AT&T. Yeah. I mean, it's an okay shape, you know, not bad. Galaxy J3 2016, 16 gig in gold on boost. Works perfectly fine running Android 5.1.1. Not really a whole lot to say about it. It is what it is. It's decent. It works. It's in pretty nice shape. I did have to add a few parts to it. Like, it didn't have a back cover when I got it. The battery was bloated. The battery that came in it when I first got it was bloated to hell. So had to get rid of that. But got that all fixed up pretty quickly. Yeah, it works just fine. So yeah, I mean, it's slow. It's a low-end phone. It's got like a Snapdragon 410 or something like that, but you know, it is what it is. Low-end phone. Doesn't really matter. LG K3, smashed to hell. Not really much to say about it. I don't know if this works or not. I kind of doubt it with how badly that screen is beat up, but yeah, it's here. I don't think I'm even gonna try to get a battery for this thing because it's just in terrible shape. But whatever, it works. Or no, it doesn't work. We don't know. We have no idea. Here's the original Casio G-Zone Commando, the 3G only version. This works totally fine. It has a broken SD card slot, so you basically can't take any pictures or anything on it, which sucks ass. Because like, this is a really, really cool phone. That scratch just kind of appeared. That's just a mark. Maybe I just need to clean that off. But it works otherwise. Just, yeah, sucks that I can't use that SD card slot. It's got one of those stupid bracket ones, and the bracket just broke. So, yay. Lovely. So nice. It is an overstyled phone for sure, and the software skin is really overstyled, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Kind of has that egg shape. Pretty interesting. But yeah, not awful. That runs Android 2.2, I think. Yeah, I think so. LG G3 Viger in this really nice, like, burgundy color. I think it looks really cool. This does not work at all, which blows. I got this out of a Target bin last year. Was it last year? It might have been like right at the end of 2024. I'm not sure. I think it was last year. But yeah, does not work at all. I tried batteries that fit in it and no response. Tried plugging it in, no response. I think it's just cooked. No idea, but whatever. Honor 20i. This one's pretty cool. So it is a Asian model. I think it's like a Chinese model. Pretty neat phone. I like the design of it. Good battery life, 128 gig, running Harmony OS 3.0. Pretty neat. Pretty fast fingerprint sensor. There isn't really a whole lot you can do on it because, you know, a lot of the apps are region locked, but I don't know. It's cool to just kind of mess around with. These cameras are half decent. Triple camera setup. Yeah, really not a bad phone. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool to have something foreign like this. iPhone 3G, still my oldest iPhone, 8 gig on AT&T. Does not have working Wi-Fi, which sucks, but I mean, it's not probably, you probably couldn't even do anything with that anymore. Yeah, at least it works. Battery life, actually with AirPlay mode on, it's actually okay. Like it holds a charge at least, so that's all I can really ask for. Runs iOS 4.2.1. Yeah, it's honestly in pretty decent shape. I mean, the casing is a little scratched up, but it's really not that bad. So I'll take it. Here's another BlackBerry Curve 9300. Not really much to say about this one. Works the same. Stuck in enterprise mode as well. Yeah, it's just a BlackBerry. Galaxy J7 Star works perfectly fine. 32 gig on Metro, running Android 9.0. Yeah, it works perfectly fine. Honestly, this really isn't that bad of a phone. I mean, it's a plastic build, but it feels decent. You know, it's got some nice weight to it. Pretty good battery life. At least it has 32 gigs of storage. That's all I can ask for. Yeah, really not that bad of a phone. I'll take it. Did have to Google Lock bypass it, but got it done. So I'll take it. HTC Droid Incredible 2 works perfectly fine. Got this out of a Target bin. Running Android 2.3, I think. Pretty neat phone. Camera is actually really solid on these older HTC phones, and the Droid Incredible 2 specifically has a really nice screen. I think it is a 540 by 960, but it looks really good. Really sharp colors. HTC knew what they were doing with screens. I just wish they could stay a company for longer than they did, which I guess they are overseas, but you know. But this is a pretty cool phone. I like it. This is a prototype Motorola i960. Yeah, you can see right there, engineering sample. It works. It's on Nextel. I don't even think it's a US model, but it's pretty neat. Definitely kind of fun to play around with. Yeah, there's not really much to say about it. It runs Android 2.3.6, maybe even a prototype version of that. I'm not sure. It's pretty neat. Another Bold 9930. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those coming up. Works perfectly fine. Not really much to say. This one has a camera. Yeah, that's all there is to it. iPhone 8 works perfectly fine. 64 gig in gold. Running iOS 16.7.12. I don't know. Yeah, it works. It's in nice shape. I don't know. I like the gold on the iPhone 8, even though it's a little pale. It really doesn't look that bad. Yeah, this works perfectly fine. Another Bold 9930 works. This one doesn't have a camera. Yeah, it works. It's a BlackBerry Bold. Nothing more to say. I think this is my last iPhone SE first gen I have to show, because I got rid of that one that was water damaged. This one works totally fine. 64 gig in silver. Unlocked. This is my mom's old phone. I've had it for a while. It's in really, really nice shape. It's just the battery is bad. Not as bad as that space gray one, but it's still pretty bad. But yeah, otherwise it works just fine. It runs iOS 15.8, 15.8 point something. I don't know. Yeah, it works. ZTE Sonata 2. This one just kind of recently crapped out. I think this, I don't know what's going on with it, but I think it's just bootlooping basically. But not actually like cycling. It's just kind of stuck. Like sometimes when you power it up, it'll get stuck on the Cricket logo. Sometimes it'll like turn the screen off and just leave the red light on up there, which is very odd. So I don't know what's going on with this. I think it might have just corrupted the system. Not sure, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's cheap anyways. So yeah. Here's another iPhone 8. This one is also a 64 gig. This one's in space gray. Not too much to say about this one. I mean, the battery isn't that great on this one anymore. I think it still is a healthy battery health. So that's all I can really ask for. But yeah, it's in nice shape. So it's nice to have two iPhone 8s that are in good shape and both working. So I'll take it. I think this is my iPhone 4. Yeah, I think this is my iPhone 4. This one is running iOS 6, which is pretty cool. It's a 8 gig, or is it a 16? No, I think it is an 8 gig. Yeah, works perfectly fine on iOS 6.0. Pretty freaking cool. And I'm not going to update it because it's just cool. I love having a iPhone on iOS 6 with a Retina display. It looks really nice, so I'm definitely going to keep it there. Pretty freaking cool. ZTE Quest 5. Don't have a battery for this. It works. Like I've gotten the screen to boot up when plugging it in, but I don't know. It's been tough to try to find a battery for this. I don't know if I should even keep trying, but I don't know. Maybe. It's probably low end, but yeah. Might be worth trying. Okay, this is the one outlier. This is another BlackBerry Bold 9930, but this is the only one that I have that's on Verizon. Every single other one is on Sprint. Has a camera. This one's stuck in enterprise mode, so you have to have a password on it, which is dumb. But whatever, it works. It's in nice shape. Not much to say about it otherwise. Here's the last of my Galaxy S models, the original Galaxy S. This is the unlocked Galaxy S. That's all it is. It's the GTI 9000. Pretty sweet. Works perfectly fine. Not much to really say about it. Runs Android 2.1, I think. So pretty cool. Really like it. Another iPhone 6S. It's another 64 gig in rose gold. Crazy that I have two 64 gig rose gold iPhone 6Ss, but pretty neat. Battery life on this actually isn't that bad. Like, it actually does hold a charge. It's not good, but it's not horrible. Yeah, I mean, in nice shape. Works totally fine. Got this out of a Target bin not that long ago. Galaxy S9. This is my old main phone. God, I gotta clean that screen off. Works perfectly fine. 64 gig in Midnight Black on Verizon. Yeah, works totally fine. It's in nice shape. It's a little scratched up, like right here. I think there's another one on the screen, kind of up top, but I gotta clean this off so bad. Yeah, it works. It's in good shape. Runs Android 10. Yeah, really not that bad of a phone. I do like it. I liked when I used it. It did start to kind of have a lot of performance issues. That's why I switched out of it, but it really wasn't a bad phone. I liked it. BlackBerry Curve 9370 works perfectly fine. This trackpad is kind of falling out. It's floppy as all hell. I think it has almost fallen out once. But it works. Not really much to say about it. It's a BlackBerry Curve. It's in okay-ish shape. Yeah, on Verizon. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. This is a CDMA iPhone 4. I honestly don't even know why I still have this. This is minus the phones that are, Google locked because of idiocy. This is idiocy at its finest. So it has a cracked back, which, that happens. That's not a big deal. How do you cover up the cracked back, you ask? Do what this owner did and put Gorilla Tape on the back. And also don't disable FMI. I can use it. It doesn't have a passcode or anything, but don't disable FMI. Idiot fest. Who puts Gorilla Tape on the back of their phone? Seriously, why would you ever do that? Now I'm probably never going to be able to take this case off unless I get some sort of solution to just get all that shit off, but it is stupid sticky, so I don't even want to try taking it off. So ridiculous. People are so stupid. ZTE Maven 3 works perfectly fine. Only has 8 gigs of storage. I've complained about that ad nauseum. I bought this brand new at Best Buy back in 2018, so I've had it for a very long time now. Pretty neat. Honestly, it's not that bad of a design. Runs Android 7.1.1. Yeah, it works. I mean, it's fine. It kind of is what it is. It's a low-end Android phone, but the speaker, even though for being rear-facing, it's really not all that bad. Yeah, it is what it is. $30. Cool buy. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. Also works, has a camera. Yep, it's another Bold 9930. That's all I have to say about it. I think this is my other iPhone 4S. So this one works, but it's stuck on the setup screen because it just can't get past the, you have to have it quote unquote activated, not actually activated, but you have to bypass some activation server. And I haven't been able to do that. So it just kind of boots itself back to the activation screen. It's dumb. It's really dumb. But yeah, it is what it is. I think it's a 16 gig, I think. Yeah, so really scratched up on the back. But whatever, it is what it is. Got this out of a Target bin not that long ago. Another BlackBerry Z10 also works. Back is really chewed up, but whatever. Works perfectly fine. Again, don't know which one has the you know, the setup screen problem, but might be this one, might not be. I don't know. Another iPhone 4S. This one's FMI on, iCloud locked, 16 gig in white. Got this out of a Target bin. Bad battery life, but it's an iPhone 4S, so whatever. Running iOS 9, so it's super slow as well. But yeah, just can't use it because it's FMI on, because people are smart. Here's my last BlackBerry Z10. Again, don't know which one has the setup screen problem. It could be this one. It might not be. Yeah. We'll find out. Another iPhone 6S. This one's a 16 gig in gold. It has a screen splotch in the middle of the screen, but that's the least of its problems. Touch ID doesn't work. The home button works, but the fingerprint sensor just doesn't. It has so many thermal problems. I had to reset it via iTunes to even get it to update. It was stuck on iOS 13 for a while, but I did get it to update to iOS 15 at least. So it has some functionality. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty much useless. I mean, it's an okay shape on the body, but yeah, it's not that great. iPhone 7 works perfectly fine. 128 gig in silver. Got this out of an AT&T bin. Works totally fine. Yeah, I like the iPhone 7. I actually like it in the silver. It looks nice. It kind of has like a classic design. Looks cool. I'm into it. Runs iOS 15.8 point something or other. Yeah, it works. It's in good shape, so I'll take it. iPhone 6s Plus works perfectly fine. Had to reset it to get it to update to the newest version of iOS 15, but I did get it done. 32 gig in gold. I think I did unlock this one. It was locked to AT&T when I first got it, but I did get it unlocked. So I think I have a T-Mobile SIM card in there right now. Yes, this is a 7 Plus case that I do have on an iPhone 6s Plus. Come after me. I don't give a shit. It was the case I had. It works. Yeah. And I got this. I actually technically got this in a trade. I gave up a Google Pixel XL for this, but yeah. But I was with Carson when he got this out of the AT&T bin a while back. Motorola Bravo. This thing is really, really old, and it is Google locked, I think, on Android 2.1, which is kind of insane to say, but it actually is true. It's very weird. I don't even understand how the hell that happens, but no, it happened. It's very weird. It's on AT&T. This one, oh yeah, this one is a engineering sample as well. Huh, interesting. BlackBerry Curve 8330 in pretty horrible condition, but that's pretty typical for these. It works, stuck in enterprise mode, and I keep forgetting the password, so I have to like constantly keep resetting it, but whatever. It's on Verizon in silver. It works. Pretty bad battery life, but you know what, whatever. It works, so I'll take it. Another Bold 9930. I actually had to get rid of the battery for this one because it was just bloated, and the back cover wouldn't stay down at all. Like, it was just constantly keep falling off, so I had to get rid of that battery. It works, though. Probably not going to buy a new battery for it, but yeah, it works at least, so I'll take it. People are really, really smart. This is a Galaxy A03s, I think. I think that's what it is. Yeah, so same problem as the A15. Also Google locked because people are fucking idiots. It's on T-Mobile. I think it's a 32 gig. I'm not sure. But yeah, people are just dumb as all hell. Like, I don't understand people. So yeah, can't use this at all. Would love to bypass it, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Galaxy S7 Active in pretty rough shape, but it works perfectly fine. It's a 32 gig on AT&T in the steel gray. I think that's what this color is called. Runs Android 8.0. Not really much to say about it. I mean, the screen's in good shape. This one has a lot more performance issues than pretty much all other S7s that I have. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't even really know how to explain it, but yeah, it seems to have a lot more performance problems. Here's another BlackBerry Curve 8330. This one's on Sprint in the actually nice looking gray color. It's in a little bit better shape, but still not that great. And the trackball is pretty much completely dead. It only does down, basically. So that's kind of annoying. But it works. It at least does get power. But yeah, it's pretty tough to use. Another Bold 9930. Works. Doesn't have a camera. This might be the last one that doesn't have a camera. I'm not sure. You can see there's a couple more here. But it works. Not really much to say about it. Just another Bold 9930. BlackBerry Torch 9800. It works, has pretty bad battery life. I can't get the camera to work. I'm not sure what's going on, but it just, yeah, the app just seems to be like dead, or the camera's just fried. I really don't know. But it works. It's on AT&T. I really like the sliding torches. I think they're a nice design. I don't know. I don't mind them. Yeah, it works. Not really much to say about it otherwise. Another Bold 9930 with a camera. Works. There should be 2 more in here without a camera, I think. Yeah, here's one without a camera. This one has so many battery problems. It's ridiculous. Like, it barely, like, this one cannot hold a charge. It's crazy. And it doesn't want to charge inside of this phone. So it might just be a battery issue. I really don't know. But yeah, it's bad, but it works. Moto G Stylus 2023, pretty beat up. This is a bad decision. I bought this at a flea market in LA for 15 bucks. Probably should have spent an extra 25 bucks and got the iPhone SE 2nd gen that was right there, but F of my anxiety, you know. The LCD's all messed up. I think it's a 64 gig, and I think it's unlocked. It's either unlocked or it's on Cricket. I'm not totally sure, but it works. Well, not really, but yeah, the LCD is just all kinds of messed up. It does have the stylus though. I'm not gonna bother doing a screen repair on this because I don't think it's even worth it. So why does the camera look really fogged up? It's kind of weird. Another Galaxy Note 4. This one works, but I think it has some sort of hardware issue inside, so it basically doesn't want to stay on, and sometimes it throws some sort of error, like it just couldn't start up stably, like it couldn't like correctly boot up and use Verizon's software repair assistant, but that software is long gone. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this thing. I could just, I thought about pulling some parts off of it. Like I could pull the camera lens off of it and put that on the other Note 4. I don't know. I might do that, but that's a long-term project. This is a fake iPhone 2G, I think. I don't know if it works or not. I'm not gonna bother trying to find a battery for this. It's just kind of funny. Home button feels nicer than, it's a nice clicking noise. But yeah, I'm not even gonna try to find parts for this thing. It's just kind of hilarious to have it. Another Bold 9930. Okay, this is the last one without a camera. It works. Not much to say about it. It's here. And here's another one. This one has a camera. Yep, it works. Not much to say about it. It's here. And I think this is the last one. Has a camera, works, it's here. There's not much to say. It's a BlackBerry. LG G2X. This thing is pretty beat up. I don't have a battery for this. I kind of want to try one, but I don't think I'm gonna even bother. I don't know, because I'm not sure if it'll work with these cracks. But yeah, otherwise it actually seems to be in decent shape. So I don't know. Might be worth it, might not be. Really don't know. This is a Samsung Galaxy Stardust. This is like a great call phone. I don't know. Probably not going to do anything with this. I don't have a battery for it. No idea if it works. It's in good shape, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it works, but yeah, it's probably like a 2 gig, so I'm probably not even gonna bother. iPhone 7 in black, 128 gig. This works, but it needs a new screen. It took a hard fall at one point, and the screen just kind of crapped out. So I think that's all it needs. It's on my iCloud, so I wouldn't mind getting this repaired. Yeah, it used to work just fine, but yeah, it just kind of took a hard fall and crapped out. So I don't know. Might repair it, might not. We'll see. It's not in the best shape. It's pretty scratched up, but that's kind of common for these dark colored 7s. Not as bad as the jet black that just scratches it like crazy, but whatever. Nexus S. This worked for a while, but it just started boot looping. Yay. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, I really liked this phone when I had it working for like a couple months. You know, less than a year, and it starts boot looping. Because of course it does. Yeah, fun stuff. It's on Sprint. Yeah, yay. And the last smartphone here is this guy. This is a Galaxy Express 3. This one also boot loops. Yeah, it's cheap. It's an 8 gig on AT&T running Android 6.0, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it gets stuck on the Android as starting screen, then reboots, and then just kind of gets, and then just gets hung up on the AT&T logo. Not really sure why. I don't understand it, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's cheap as hell. It has such low storage that like you download one thing and you can't even open like your gallery or your file manager. I mean, you probably could open your file manager, but the gallery it just locks you out of. Super weird. I don't know. I don't know. Got this out of an AT&T bin. It's a phone. So those, all of those, and some more in there are all my smartphones. So let's go ahead and move on to a couple more miscellaneous devices. All right, one final thing to shoot, which is miscellaneous. So tablets, watches, and just other things that I want to show. So let's go ahead and do this, and this will pretty much be it. So start up here with the tablets. We have two Kindle Fire HDs. These are 2012 models, I think. Both of them work. One of them has a really, really bad battery. I don't know which one it is. I think it might be, I think it's this one right here that has a really screwed up battery. I haven't plugged them in months, but I think they still work just fine. So yeah, I mean, not much to really say about them. They're Kindle Fires. They're crappy as hell, but you know, they do what they need to do. This is an original Nook color. This thing, well, one, it's really hard to charge because the original Nook charger, yeah, it really likes that. Like, it very, very much likes that. It does work. I need to try and boot it up, but I don't know. I think I can get it to work. But yeah, I've had this thing for a really long time. It's in really good shape overall. Very, very strange tablet. And there really isn't much on it, and all the servers are down, so yeah, not really much use for it. And this is technically my main tablet, although I really just don't use it at all anymore. This is an iPad Air 2. Yeah, not much to say about it. It's a 64 gig in space gray, Wi-Fi only. Yeah, I've had this for, Jesus, over a decade now. Yeah, had it for a very long time, but it still works. Runs iOS or iPadOS 15 point something. Yeah, still works. And then for my watches, I recently upgraded. So this is my old watch. This is an Apple Watch SE first generation. Still works just fine. It's 44 mil space gray aluminum. Not too much to say about it. Yeah, I don't know it paired to one of my iPhones right now, so I can't really show it doing a whole lot, but it works totally fine. Battery life is awful though. And then this is my current watch that I just got in December. This is an Apple Watch Series 10. It's a 46 mil jet black aluminum. I love this thing. This watch is awesome. So nice. Battery life is so good. Such a huge upgrade from my old one. Love all the health features. I really, really like this watch a lot. Ignore the really janky, cheap Amazon band, but it's Pride Month, so you know how it is. Happy Pride. Anyways, yeah, but I love this watch. It's absolutely amazing. Got it on a really good deal too, like right around the holidays, so that was awesome. And then for the last two things, so this is a Palm Pilot. I cannot get this to work. It's just kind of here. I just have it, so yeah, don't really know if I'm gonna do anything with this. It's just here. And the final thing to show in this update, this is a PSP 3000. I got this in the Target bin a few months ago, and it didn't come with a battery, and I didn't have a charger for it at the time, but I waited so long to shoot this because I actually bought a charger today, and so I can safely say that was well worth it. Yeah, pretty freaking sweet. Super happy. I'm definitely going to be buying some games for this and using this. But honestly, since I have the charger, it runs just fine off of that. I'm not really worried about buying a battery, so I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, pretty freaking sweet. And it came with a copy of Ghost Recon Predator and a 4 gig memory stick duo, which is absolutely sweet. So really, really happy I got this. It's also in really, really good condition. So that was very well worth it. super, super happy I got this. Yeah, so I officially do not have the space to fit all of this on my floor. One, because I keep just getting more shit piled up in here, but also because this is just a lot of phones. So I just did the count. I don't have everything here. I don't have the tablets over here because this is just not enough space to fit the tablets and my main phones. So I'm recording on the 17 Pro. My S22 Ultra is over on the other side of the room, but all of this plus the tablets and my main phones, everything that I showed you in this video amounts to 318 devices, which is insane. It's not a huge gain year over year when looking at last year's number. I think last year's was about 315. So I have been kind of recycling a few of the phones that I just straight up aren't salvageable. So I've been trying to kind of, keep it in this same territory. But this is still a fuck ton of phones. It's crazy. I did not expect to have this many. But yeah, 318 devices. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Anyways, with all that being said, that is going to wrap it up for the collection update. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Smash the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I know I haven't really been here all that much, but I'm hoping to come back. I'm going to post an update video soon after this comes out. I'm hoping, my plan is to release this video on July 2nd. I think we can get there. I think. And then the update video will maybe be the week after. And then I do want to do some actual content for the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix this year, along with my photography that I've been doing for the last couple of years. So that's the plan right now. But we'll go into detail in the update video, just, what the hell's going on. But for now, that's the collection update. It's ridiculous just looking down at it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's it for me in this one. So I'll go and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.